My friends, hello and welcome to GoldenEye SpeedLore, the series where we explore the incredible stories of speedrunners who have long grinded for new records in the video game GoldenEye 007 and learn about their trials, tribulations, and quests through the lens of the world record progression. Tonight, we are taking a truly deep dive into a level which, if you were to ask at any point throughout GoldenEye history, what is the most unoptimized record, you would almost always be given this level as the answer. Not that it implies that the record was ever weak or bad, but there is a never-ending labyrinth of strategies, paths, risks to be taken, and decisions to be made on this stage, as we will see tonight. Indeed, this is the story of Surface 2 00 Agent. And I should say, before we really dive into it, that, there's been some thoughts about how I'm going to go forward with this series as we come to getting to all the episodes in the game. And so I've made the decision that this, believe it or not, tonight is going to be the second last episode of GoldenEye 007 SpeedLore's first run. We got Surface 200 now, we got Damn 00 in a month, and that's going to be it. And beyond that, we will see what happens. We will see. So enjoy this, the penultimate episode of what is to be GoldenEye SpeedLore's first run. Here we go. So Surface 200 Agent. 4 objectives. On Agent and Secret Agent, you basically have to just destroy these the communications link to the bunker, which is you blow up some kind of radios, and then on Secret you have to disable the Spetsnaz support aircraft, which is throwing a mine on a helicopter. Oh, and you have to gain entry to the bunker. But Surface 200 mixes it up by adding in this idea that you have to destroy all of the cameras in the level. You have to destroy all the cameras. There are 4 cameras. And so the paths through the level is really, really remarkable. A lot of choices to be made, as we'll see here. This, of course, is the first run we're going to show tonight. It's an early run of the Madman Fletcher. It is our example run, and let's take a look. So he starts out here. He's going to strafe along the snow, and let's see him get to all these objectives. Might look around for a guard here. So there is a guard that comes out and attempts to shoot you with his club. Funnily enough, the club on 00 Agent, it does like 60% of the damage. So usually on 00, every shot does a bar of damage, but the club only does like 60% of a bar. So it's basically not a worry. So Fletcher's going to straight to this cabin. He's going to shoot these camera. So that's 1/4 of the camera objective has been done. He's going to shoot this guard. He gets a comms room key. I will point out when he gets to the comms room that door is usually locked. Usually locked. So you need that key to access it. He's running over here to the back end of the level, and he's going to shoot out 2 more cameras. And we will see these 2 cameras. We'll actually look at some maps of the level a little bit later on. But yeah, here we go. So he's running to this one. So cameras take 5 shots to destroy, but if you shoot their lens, you get 1 shot. 1 shot destruction. So, well, there we go. Beautiful. This is Fletcher as a beginner when he first started playing, and he is nailing these cam shots pretty good. Pretty swell. Now we're going to strafe over here. And yeah, I believe it rotoed in. This is, it is a dark level. It's hard to see. And so it can be pretty tough to navigate when you don't know what you're doing. So 5 on that radio, and he's going to do 5 on this radio. Objective be completed. You don't need to destroy the table or the middle screen. Just those 2 radios. And if you do destroy the table, however, it could have saved some time there because both radios can fall to the ground and blow up when they hit the ground, you see? But it's not a guarantee. Sometimes you can destroy the radio and or the table and the radios won't both blow up. So it's a bit iffy. But hey, there he throws the mine on the helicopter. Objective C completed, and now he enters the bunker. Objective D completed, and there is the completion. I like how Bond has the mine out as he was running those stairs. That's pretty cool. And yes, we're going to see a time here, an interesting score of 2:22, 2 minutes and 22 seconds on Surface 2 00 Agent. New cheat available, and look, this was a very simple playthrough, not using advanced strategies, and he still beat the cheat time, the target time, by almost 2 minutes. So this really shows you how easy it is to get this cheat. The cheat is Tiny Bond, which is a funny little cheat to play around with, and actually has some kind of glitches. Anyone familiar with the GoldenEye iceberg will know the use of Tiny Bond on Frigate to find this strange unloaded door. But that's a whole nother story. So you get Tiny Bond, and basically if you can play the game even semi-competently, you're going to get this cheat. Very little threat of passing away. Again, a lot of guards have Clobs. He got hit once on this level. So if you know what you're doing at all, it's a cakewalk. And of course I should thank Madman Fletcher, as always, for these early videos. He did a great job documenting his early progress in the game. And be sure to check out his Elite related podcast, Past the Runway, which I'll be sure to link in the description. So yeah, we have some early records in this game. It's kind of interesting. Look at this ancient web page from 1998, and we can see that on Surface 2 00. We see this time of 3:21 by Rosser, who I've never heard of before, but this was dug up, which is pretty cool. And this is May 98. This has been archived from. This next archive will be a little bit, a few days later in May 98. And now we'll see on Surface 2 00, Glenn has claimed 2:26, quite an improvement. And if you were looking at it at the time with no videos, you might think, oh wow, a 1 minute improvement. That's a lot. But, we can clearly see that 2:22 was just a solid, well-played playthrough. We do see that Steven Schwartz is credited with a 1:59 back in the day, although this has unfortunately hasn't been removed. Anyhow, Mike Martin had a 1:44. We see as well Chris Raiola had a 1:41. Wouter actually had a 1:43 in there. Tim Grenaby had a 1:39, which was tied by Carl Jobst. And these are through 2001, and unfortunately there's no videos on any of these. Wouter would lower it to 1:38, 1:36, and then Wouter would lower it to this run. This is the first historic world record speedrun we're going to view today. October 2002. So everything that we kind of just talked about took place slowly over 4 years. And now you think, when we were talking about Glenn McDiarmid's 2:26, we could see how it's done based on our example run. But 1:35 is cutting a lot of time. So let's see how the 1:35 is performed. And this run, in fact, is so remarkable it has to be dedicated to a SpeedLore champion. And this one goes out to our SpeedLore champion, Daniel E. Daniel, thank you for your support of SpeedLore on Patreon. Daniel was actually a SpeedLore legend, and he upped his game to a SpeedLore champion for the last 2 episodes here. So thank you very much, Daniel. Let's enjoy this historic run by Wouter Jansen from October 2002. So we will see a trick here. We will see a trick. So he peels out from the beginning, and this guard pulls a grenade. This grenade allows for essentially a sequence break where Wouter will not have to go enter that cabin and eliminate the guard with that key. He's going to shoot the camera from far away. That was an insane shot. Look at that beautiful shot by Wouter. That was like a snipe. For 2002, that was really, really good. And here he goes. He's coming around here to this building. He's gonna snipe another camera. One shot. Wow. And you have to imagine, getting a grenade is not a common occurrence. Okay, so this camera could have been better. Oh, the alarm went off. Oh my god, the alarm went off. Unbelievable. So he lost like 6 seconds there. He's going to throw the grenade here, and from the outside of the building, it will blow up the communications link. Objective B completed. So that has skipped the whole process, and then he takes to the last camera. So that's skipped the whole process, going to the cabin, getting the key, and then going into that room. If you get a grenade, you can skip all that, and that saves 20, 30 seconds? It saves a significant amount of time. Chucks the mine on the helicopter, you have to clutch that out. And he runs in, and 1:35. Very, very remarkable time. And I mean, honestly, I would say this could have been a 1:29 with a really good third camera. Let's see how long he's going to shoot here. He starts shooting at 1:02 on the YouTube timer. Yeah, he lost 5 seconds. This could have been 1:30 back then, which is insane. And yeah, so like I say, like, getting a grenade is something that happens maybe every 20 or 30 minutes. Our guard will pull one, like, first try. And so you have to clutch out all these camera shots and that throw and the final mine throw. And given that it's unlike these other levels where you get an attempt every minute, you're very nervous when this happens. Yeah, so JD Black it's been sort of figured out in time that it's really about a 3.8% chance of getting a nade. That's what, roughly 1 in 25 runs. So it should be better than every 20 minutes, but that's, you know, anecdotally what most players experience. And so just a super well played run by Wouter. And we're going to see you have to rely on that grenade for a very long time, you know, through this level. So let's carry on. And Wouter's 1:35 was a very good untied, and it lasted for about 3 months, until, of course, Boss would come along. The big boss man with this beautiful right ear run captured by Endgamer. And of course I can repair the right ear mood on YouTube, but here we are, and there we go. Snipes the hand grenade from that guard. Beautiful. Again, about 1 in 25 chance he'll do that animation. Otherwise, you're going to start again. Yeah, and Boss actually started recently streaming on Twitch. Twitch/TheBigBossman007. Beautiful shot by Boss there. Completely and utterly sniped. And Boss actually was streaming GoldenEye for the first time ever tonight. He streamed Perfect Dark a few times before this. So it's really cool to see Boss still playing. After 20 years, nearly 20 years after this run was performed. Nice shot there. It is an interesting line in hindsight, JD, absolutely. Beautiful shots. And, yeah, I'm surprised this is 1:35 because it seems better than Wouter's run at this point. But let's see what happens. He blows that up. Nicely done. Oh, this door was open. Wow. Oh my dear. What happens here? It feels like this is like 1:32 pace. Yeah, and it's true. Cal brings up a good point. Just because the guard pulls a nade doesn't mean you're going to get it every time. So that does go on. Wow, that looked way better than 1:35. My guess is that the line to the first cabin was not ideal. That line. And it was a very safe ending, but it is 1:35, and so a great run. But I think maybe Boss through his head at that time thought, you know what? My run looks better than Wouter's. If I figure out this line stuff, if I figure out a better line to the first camera and maybe a more risky ending, I can probably go even lower. And but it satisfied him for about a year. This was done in December 02. Boss wouldn't revisit the stage until December 03. And in December 03, he would go out there and decide, yeah, let's see if we can, you know, he was busy throughout 2003 getting all these other records, I'm sure. He probably got dozens of untieds throughout 03. But in December 03, he came back to the stage and he played Surface 2 00 again. And he got a run so remarkable, it is going to be dedicated to our SpeedLore champion, Languid Tide. A big thanks to you, Languid Tide, for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. Let's take a look at this run of Boss from December 2003. So he gets the grenade. Beautiful pick up there. Again, just because he pulls one every 25 runs doesn't mean you're going to get it. You might miss up the elimination. You might hit him 3 limb shots. So Boss, 2 clips on that camera, but you could see he was actually on the left of... There's like a watchtower, and he was on the right of that tower last time. He was on the left this time, which is closer to where he's got to go throughout the rest of the level. So that was cool. A better line, probably saves some time. He snipes that camera. Very nicely done. Here we go. Lines himself up there, nails it. It is true, Ball Whale. It amazed me as well. In this era, 02, 03, 01, it is amazing there are any remaining videos, to be honest. Nails the comms, like a little bit of a stuck there as he lines up for this camera, but he's got a good run. He's probably nervous. Boost, gets a boost there. And you know, if you put a video online in 02, in order for it to survive today, it would have had to have been saved and re-uploaded because YouTube wasn't around, you know. There's no video hosting that was around then that's still around, really. You know, stuff gets archived on archive.org and the like, but it's hard for videos, and yeah. So again, yeah, we saw a couple stucks, like JD points out, but it was still enough for a 132 by Big Boss Man, a 3-second untied, and really a remarkable run. You know, I kind of get curious. I do often bring up the pages of like past records when I'm kind of making the lore, but not for like every kind of, you know, after every record. But I'm curious about this one. Let's pull it in here. Surface 2 00. Let's just glance at what the rankings look like. And yeah, it's pretty epic. This is like late 03. We can see again, it's still pretty even between Boss and Wouter at this point. And you know, they have tied on Secret Agent, they have ties everywhere. But Surface 2 00 is Boss's. We kind of see this trend of like Boss getting through the first half of the game, but Wouter still has the second half, and that would kind of continue through the next couple years. So great run by Boss. Very beautifully done. Now, let's see what comes next. Yes, so this run would remain untied for about a year and a half. And then Boss's, you know, one of his great rivals would come along. This is actually Dan Cervone. Cervone peaked at, I believe, 2nd place. I think the thing that kind of set Cervone apart from the Wouter rivalry was mostly that Cervone used 1.2 and Wouter used 1.1. So, this looks like it could be interesting. So, Boss used 1.2 control style, Wouter used 1.1. It was kind of like, maybe Boss has the edge there. But Dan was like the next great prolific 1.2 player, I would say. And we can see he hits that first camera in 1 clip, which is really amazing. Really beautiful and amazing. And he's strafing into that. He kind of edged that cabin on his way over to this part of the level. Okay, so he's 2 clipping that camera, which could be, you know, worse. 3, nice, beautiful. And he doesn't have a nade yet. There we go. That guard pulled a grenade. So again, you can play through the... It's good practice to just play through the level even if you don't get a nade. Just to see your pace, to practice the camera shots and that kind of stuff. And sometimes it does pay off in that you get a guard to pull a grenade. And yes, so he got back boosted there as well. You wonder if maybe this was world record untied pace. Alas, my friends. Nails the warp. Well played. And we have a Surface 200 132. So this was mid-05, July 05, is when Cervone came along and tied the record. And yeah, so like if we go back to here and we go like even end of 05, I feel like there's like a number of Boss and Cervone times. Like, yeah, Damn 00 there. A Surface 1 SA00, Surface 2 00, some Statue SA00. So obviously it's not like as iconic as the BBWJ times, which have mostly kind of been gone at this point. There's a few WJBBs. There's a few inverse. But the BBDC is pretty iconic, and this Surface 200 132 is one of those times. So very, very cool stuff. But of course, Boss is Boss. You know, at this point, mid-late 05, there are guys like Ilu coming along, Alex Anderson, base boost, you know, Jimbo's in there getting a few untieds, you know. This would be not too long before myself and Ace and Clemens showed up, but it was still Boss's time to shine. And so in July 06, about a year later, Boss went out there and got, well, he tried to improve Surface 200. And indeed, this speedrun, another Boss Untied, iconic, must be dedicated to a SpeedLore champion. And this one is dedicated to our SpeedLore champion, Philip P. A huge thanks, Philip, for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. And yeah, let's check out this run, July 2006, baby. Let's take a look. It is true because obviously, you know, people in chat are mentioning the BBDC is DC Dave Clemens, and in that case it was Dan Cervone. And I wonder how many Boss Clem times there have been. There's definitely been a few, but yeah. So Boss goes out there and nails the beautiful nade. I'm assuming he's gonna do a 1-clip cam here. No, he doesn't. 2-clip first cam. I really, really thought it was going to be a 1-clip cam. So again, it takes some time to reload and shoot more bullets. I'm sure that some time can be saved if you nailed a 1-clip cam, which is very difficult. That was like first shot, second cam. That was beautiful. But again, you can really intuitively see how difficult this level is to optimize. Right? Imagine getting all first shot cams on full strafe. Right? It's theoretically possible. So there's always room for optimization. Gets the nade, chucks the nade, bingo bango, babongo. Nails one shot. This is a really beautiful run. And again, what we're not seeing is the countless reset runs where he hasn't got a nade, or where he didn't get a nade and he played out the run at this pace. And check this out, chucks the mine. Oh, misses the warp. Oh. Still good enough for Surface 200 130, a 2-second untied. And yeah, I meant to say with the 132, in 05, that was the iconic time that was on the Speed Demos archive page, where I first saw GoldenEye videos myself. So the 132 is like the super iconic time on the stage, but this 130 is his improvement 1 year later, when he was still showing that, hey, he's still the boss of the stage, you know, so very, very nicely done, and a great time. Just a very, very clean run with the strategy. And again, the first camera was 2 clips. You wonder how much time it would save if you nailed it like first shot. and perhaps we'll find out. And but look, as we know, oftentimes once we get into mid 06, 07, others show up and start getting records. And indeed, Boss wouldn't have this record for very long. But it wasn't a Clem or an Ace or an Elu or myself who would nail the next Untied. It was actually, believe it or not, well, it was someone else. And we're going to show a very, very fascinating failed run first. This run actually was thought to have been lost media, but actually Axel Z dug it up today. He found this run. This is Cervone playing Surface 200. It is not a completed run, but it is a very remarkable failed run showing the pace you could get in the level. Kind of a weird run. Some remembered it as being like a room tour, which it's not quite. We can see why, because you see flashes of his, presumably, dormitory, a college room. So this is a Cervone, very fascinating run, and it's a weird run. Again, thought to be lost. We're going to dedicate this one to our SpeedLore champion, Mr. Moxie. Thank you, Mr. Moxie, for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon all this time. Let's watch this strange and remarkable run from Dan Cervone in probably 05, 06. Yes, there is a room tour video that exists. It's right. There is one. But I can see how this was kind of conflated with that back then. There's similar vibe. A recording of the TV and that kind of stuff. So Cervone comes in here, pipes in 7 shots, and look, he nailed that camera so early that he was able to strafe away from it on the other side of the cabin. So this was really, really a very good first camera. He didn't get a nade though. He didn't get a nade. There I heard the that camera get hit. It's gonna strafe over here. First shot, oh my god, that was beautiful. So he doesn't have a grenade. He does not have a grenade. So normally you would chuck the nade here. He's just gonna say, okay, I failed the level. Oh, look at this. Look at, isn't that cool? He has realized, this has been known, that he could shoot the 4th camera from outside the building, preventing you from having to go in and saving some time. It's a very tough shot. He even misses the warp, costing a second, and it's a 125 fail. You see what I mean now with how unoptimized this stage is, right? Imagine he got a grenade and completed that objective, and imagine he hit the warp. Now, the grenade does add some lag. It does add some lag to the level. Obviously makes it tough to complete. And it adds lag at that time when you're shooting out that camera shot, which again makes it even tougher to hit. Like, as someone who's tried this camera shot, it's really hard. It's also a blind shot because it's so dark. You cannot see where the camera is. It's all feel. It is entirely a feel shot. There's no way you can even see the camera. So, really remarkable stuff. And this is sort of a proof of concept that like 125, 124 is theoretically possible out there. But it's seen as like this far off time that may eventually be completed way in the future. Yeah. I can't even describe how hard the shot is. We'll probably see some players not hit it a little bit later on. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and we're gonna watch the next 7, 8, 10 years of runs. They are not going to incorporate this strategy because it's considered too hard. And so it's cool that, and this, what's funny is Cervone got this run when he wasn't even like really playing that much. He wasn't being, that 20-hour a day grinder. He was in college at this point, only playing on weekends or holidays. So really amazing and inspiring, Great run. Now, in November 06, Cervone would continue playing this level, and now he would actually complete a run. it wouldn't quite be 125, but we're going to take a look. So there's a nade. Gets the grenade. Very nicely done. Come up here. There, you could see the little flash of orange. He blew up the camera. Again, first clip, and he strafes before he's past the cabin there. There was a lot of stuff back then that was considered just way too hard. There, he's nailed the first clip, that one. Beautiful. Yeah, there were other strategies floating around, like, for example, getting 2 grenades was, like, floated around. Like, you could just chuck a nade here, and then instead of going in, you could chuck a nade at the camera from the outside. And there were, like, other camera shots that were also, like, theoretically proposed that could save time. And so it wasn't apparently obvious that the window shot was the key to saving 1 or 2 seconds on the stage. It was such a... Again, he missed the warp. He missed the warp. Lost a second. I don't know why he was warping looking at that side of the door. I feel like that's just not a very good technique. We've seen him miss the warp twice that way, but that's life. You get in these bad habits sometimes as a gamer. And still, he completed a 129. A 129. Let's pause it on a frame where you can kind of see it. There we go. 129. New untied world record, and just extraordinary. Extraordinary run. One of Cervone's kind of last hurrah untieds. He would, I'm going to look up his players page here. Probably, I want to guess 10-ish untieds in GoldenEye. 6 untieds he got, and this was one of them. Yeah, the only ones that would come after this would be his statue 00219s, and, you know, another set of incredibly iconic records. So, yeah, let's see his 5. Oh yeah, okay, I was missing Dam SA 118. We got a couple on Frigate, Dam SA, statue, and this one. Very nice. Yeah, so his 3rd final untied, and he would get no more untieds after this year, 2006. Move on to better and brighter things, although he would actually get a couple world records. Streets 155s he would get in 2012, as late as 2012. So that's kind of cool. Now here's an interesting post. It's from a thread in 07 by Spider Waffle. A lot of people will know the name Spider Waffle come up in other speedrunning forums and so on from this era. He says that this needs a separate post so you can be sure to see it, but you can shoot the 3rd camera through the trees. Now there's a link to Google video, which is like obviously broken because YouTube was only new as well. I guess this isn't a thread about the early tool-assisted runs in GoldenEye. And so, yes, Spider Waffle comes in here and says you can shoot the 3rd camera through the trees. There's a video, but no one ever really paid attention to it. Yeah, here's Bix saying, you know, nice find, interesting, but no one took it like that. People kind of saw Spider Waffle as this guy. I was going to say, kind of compare him to the character of Randy Quaid in Independence Day. You're kind of this, like, guy who, like, says, like, these crazy strat ideas that seem way too out there. Like, okay, this guy's crazy. But then in the end, he's right. In the end, he's right, and it's kind of, everyone goes, oh my god, he was right the whole time. And I think Spider Waffle's like this in a lot of in other speedrun communities. Certainly the Zelda community he was involved in. And he would, you know, I remember once he proposed a strategy on Frigate that was like, you know, oh, maybe in the tool-assisted speedrun we can get, like, guards to throw grenades in such a way that it frees the hostages. And it's, like, total insanity. And people kind of viewed him that way back then, which is unfortunate in hindsight because he was right. And we'll see the first time we kind of witness this ongoing witness this. In the meantime, though, as Truer Faith is declaring in chat, yeah, back then people viewed the game differently. Obviously, like, the players were great, getting times that still hold up to this day, but people were frightened to really. It was kind of, you want to push the game, but there were some things that were considered like too insane, you know. So people knew the levels, knew the strats, and they would stick with it. Yeah, Rob, you're right. Spider Waffle was involved in, I think, that HL2 famous tool-assisted speedrun as well. So, or yes, he had a Half-Life speedrun that was considered like immensely great, something like that. Yeah. So, hey, the next run we're gonna was from April 07, and it is indeed our pal, True Faith, Clemens. This is a very, very historic run, and to be honest, throughout the lore, we're going to find out just how important and significant this run is. One could argue in some ways, by some metrics, this may actually be one of the most significant runs of all time. It really might be. And we'll explore that as the episode goes on. This run, of course, incredibly remarkable. It must be dedicated to a SpeedLore champion. This one goes out to our brand new SpeedLore champion, Silent Sputnik. A huge thanks for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon for this penultimate episode of the series. Wow, let's take a look at this insane run from April 2007. So here we go. Clem's gonna come around the corner. Gets a nade. Gets a nade, baby. Yeah, I can't even describe how remarkable. You guys will see. It's and I actually realized something about this run and the effect it would have on history. That's like, I found this out last night. It's truly insane, and we're not going to find out what it is exactly until, well, 14 years from this run. So Clem actually kind of gets stuck on that tree line for a second, I would say. First shot, that was very beautiful. Smooth, beautiful, insane. He has the nade. Priming the nade about now. Yep, chucks it. Bingo. Opens the door. It's deceptively easy to miss that nade throw as well. Nice boost. And that's really annoying when you have a good run going and you miss the nade. Like, you're nervous at this point because you only get one attempt every 20-30 minutes. You're nervous. You might just misplace the nade throw. And that mine throw can be missed too. Nails the run. And let's see. 128. Oh, he skipped it. He skipped it. I've never done this. Some guys do it a lot. 128. And it is actually interesting when you mash the screen, it'll show you the best time for a frame on the next stage. His next stage was Bunker 00. His best time was 10:44. So it shows how early he was in his career, that he had not played Bunker 200 at 10:44. And so I remember some threads back around this era when we first had like decent quality videos of people saying, oh, I saw this weird frame. Was the run spliced? And like, no, this is actually how it does look. So interesting anomaly when you're loading the next level. Yeah, I believe that you dropped the controller for sure. So 128, amazing run, untied world record. And I'll tell you this would begin a long period of Clem's dominance on the stage. And it's kind of interesting because the dominance would be interrupted for about 2 days. 2 days the dominance was interrupted for. In 07, there was a top up-and-coming player from the land of Sweden named Henning Blom. You know, back then, and until, you know, for a long time in my life, I was kind of a little bit of a troll. We know this. We've established this throughout lore. I would often kind of give it to Henning because he eventually passed me on the rankings. You know, I was this young, angsty 17, 18-year-old. He passed me on the rankings. I would kind of make fun of him for never having an untied. I would say, oh, Henning, he can't get untieds. He's good. He gets, you know, 4th place on every level, but he can't get untieds. And we've seen this level. We know that Surface 200 has a lot of room for improvement. That 128 by Clem was a great run, but we know 125 is out there. And I think Henning saw it as an opportunity to maybe get his first untied, maybe shut me up a little bit, you know? And he went out there and tried to get, you know, 128, 127. We can see on this run that he didn't get a grenade. He didn't get a grenade, so this is a failed run. But we'll see the pace of the run, you know? As Henning is on his quest to get his first untied and hopefully silence his critics. So 128 pace, 131 is his best time. So he's making moves up the rankings. And this is a typical session. This is how GoldenEye's played. Comes out here, watches the cutscene, and there is guard doesn't pull a grenade. That's to be expected. We're going to carry on. We're going to go try to destroy the camera and see how it goes. See what we can pace. Nails the camera first clip. First clip, baby. Wow, Niall, that sounds insane. I usually leave drive-thrus after 5 minutes if I don't get my food and I haven't paid. Look at that camera. Nails it through, like, so the cabins, as we can see, are weirdly loaded, where shooting at certain directions, you can shoot right through them. The level has some kind of strange geometry. So you can shoot through walls sometimes. It really depends on a lot of things, but we saw how on both his attempts here, he shot at an angle through the backside of that cabin and nailed the second camera. And you can hear it clearly blow up. There we go. Chucks the mine. Completed. Warps. Beautiful. 126 failed. So he's pacing the untied. And you know how the game works. Your first completion, we'll see if it's, you might get the untied, you might not. It's exciting when you skip over time and get an untied, but you might tie the time first. This one was performed on December 27th. December 27th. Hand nade, baby. Gets the hand nade. First clip, very nice. Last shot of the first clip, very nice. Beautiful shot. First shot, basically. Priming it now. 3, 4, boom. Enters the room. There we go. Could have got stuck there. That was well played. That was an experienced Move. Experienced play. Yeah, it wouldn't have been the meta to hold speed while hitting that last cam. You just kind of want to hit it. Wow, he choked. He was so nervous, he choked the warp completely. And it's a time of 128. He tied Clem. Wow. So, obviously, that probably stung a little bit. He probably said, you know what? I want to go out there and I want to, you know, hit the warp. I want to get that exact same amount to hit warp. And the next day, December 2807, he would get this speed run. A run remarkable and historically interesting that is dedicated to our SpeedLore champion, 4-day bender. A pleasure. Thank you for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. 4-day bender. Let's have a look at this remarkable speedrun. Henning Blom, December 28, 2007. Yeah, we're about 45 minutes in, and we are at the year 2007. So on it, like, at this point, I'm estimating this lore to go about 3 hours long. So there's still a lot of time left. Gets the nade. And you know, what I remember most about this run... Oh, did he... I didn't see that one blow up, but, like, it can be hard to see. He may have not even known it blown up. And he may have just said, I didn't see it, but I'm going to try one clip runs, and just, that's what I need for the untied, and I'm going to go for it. He kind of takes that same line that Clem did on the 128, where he bumps into the tree line, but he didn't really get stuck on it, which is good. Fourth or fifth shot there. And in December 2807, I remember being at a friend's cottage. And I don't think I have my laptop, but, like, I have a memory of checking the forums and finding out this run happened from there. There was a group of, like, 5 or 6 of us at this friend's cottage. It was, like, we went there, like, Boxing Day, came home, like, New Year's Eve. So it was a good time with the lads up there, you know, playing pond hockey and so on. He gets the warp. It was a bit of a slow beat press, but he nails the warp. And, 127, Surface 200 agent, Henning's first untied. Unbelievable. And so, my memory of this run is checking the phone. Like, I would check it maybe once a day. I forget if I was on, like, I don't think I was on my phone at the time. I don't think I had that technology yet. You know, phone internet was pretty new. I think there was a friend's laptop that I checked from. And I remember seeing it and being like, wow, he got the untied. I remember posting on the forum saying, like, congratulations, like, welcome to the club as an untied holder. You did it. Way to go, Henning. You finally got an untied. And nice job. Yeah, and I kind of remember being up there and seeing the... I wasn't able to watch the run because... you know, I was just checking briefly for 3 minutes while we were getting up to all sorts of other, the kind of nonsense that 18-year-old guys at a cottage get up to, you know, so. Yeah, here's his forum post, Surface 200 127 by Henning Blom, and there, yeah, Surface 200 128, so for it. So, very nicely done by Henning. Now, you have to imagine, I think this is the memory I had. I saw that Henning got that time. I posted my congratulations. And then for the next, like, 2 or 3 days until New Year's Eve, I didn't check the forum again. So when I came home and I checked, well, suffice to say, Henning's 127 was simply no longer untied. This is an era where Clem was at his most vengeant, his fiercest rivalries, and if someone wanted to take his world record, he would simply say, no, not happening, baby. Not happening. nails a headshot, and he's going to carry on and tie the 127 here. That's for sure. So, but it's kind of funny because we made a big deal, like, oh, Henning got his first untied, amazing. And by the time I'd come home, it was no longer untied. This run was December 30th, 2007. December 3007. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nails it. Beautifully done. Well, it is an awful feeling to have your untied bopped after one day by Clem. And I mean, JD Black speaks as if he knows the feeling. I'm not sure there are too many out there who do, but here we go. Chucks the nade, bingo bango, opens the door, strafes in, bingo. Yeah, again, he just stops there, Flicker saying, oh, couldn't you, through the lens of the modern eye, couldn't you build speed on the pillar so when you leave the camera, you're at full speed? And like, yes, that would save a third of a second, but it's not something we're thinking about yet. A much better door and warp. And there we go. Surface 200 127 by Clem. Yeah, and I mean, Sterling brings up an interesting point in chat where he says, the window camera for the last cam is known about. So, like, let's say he threw that, stayed back, shot out the camera. It would avoid going in here, standing, shooting, coming back out. It might save 4 seconds still. But again, it's just considered too difficult. People aren't going for it. And you know what? Clem probably at the time thought, I just want to get the world record back. I don't want to go for a 4 or 5 second untied at this point in my career. Or at least on this level at this point. Let's get the 127, call it a day. And he did. And so Henning lost his untied after 2 days. Now, Clem wouldn't stop there. A month later, January 31st, 2008, Clem said, you know what? Let's see how far we can push this level. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. And, yeah, I remember, like, vividly having these discussions back then, and it was, like, on Cervone's run, there is no nade. And so the idea was that the nade made it so laggy that it made it, like, as hard as Cervone's run was, it was even harder to nail the window shot on a real run with a real nade blowing up above you while you're aiming through the window. And there are guards who do shoot you there. There are club guards in that vicinity who boost you out of the way. Like, it is a very challenging, very insane thing. And, like, we're not going to see it get put into use for at least 10 more years here. So, I wonder if Clem is going to hold speed in the last cam here. I can't really see anything else that, like, is going to save too much time. The run looks similar to these 127s. But he's going to chuck the nade, and bingo bango, blows up, runs in here. And, nope, still not holding full speed on anything there, but, I mean, I'm not surprised. Maybe he YOLOs the ending a lot. That might be it. And let's see him carry on. Chucks the nade. Opens the door. Warps. And we got... I mean, this is a really insane run. It's really insane. And, we got a score of... on the stage Surface 200... 126, baby. 126. We saw Henning fail 126, so it's like it's known that this was about a good run. What a really solid run would be in this era. And to complete it is a different thing. What was the music used here? Falling Again by Lacuna Coil. Wow. Uploaded in 08, a relic. Oh, there's no comments from 10 years ago. Would have been kind of cool if there was comments from 10 years ago. And so if we look at the... Here's a web archive of the rankings from this era. Let's move this over a little bit. We can see, like, Clemens 126, Henning 127, Ace 128, Boston Cervone 129, I'm there with Lou 131. I have very little memory of playing for 131, and it's still my PB on this level. So like I have almost no memory of playing this level for a PB, which is kind of interesting. And like, so we can see, like, actually this screenshot is from July 2010. So this shows that Clem's run has been untied for 2.5 years at this point, right? That was quite a time warp that we just did. Still untied. And, you know, this era, 08, 9, 10, 11, it was a fairly quiet era in GoldenEye, especially like 9, 10, 11. You know, a couple of exceptions, couple levels heated up, but generally very quiet. And so people were content to have Clemens sit on the untied for all this time. You know? How long do you think it was until someone tied this run by Clemens? If I show you the video of the next run without even like playing it, you might gather. The Clemens 126 was untied from January 08 to January 2012 into the prime era of Mark Rutsu vision. Not quite 4 years, but just shy of 4 years. We are going to witness Mark Rutsu play Surface 2 Double Agent. I don't know what to expect in this video. It's almost 3 minutes long. The level's only 1.5, so I wonder if there's bonus anything. I have no idea what to expect. July 2012, Mark Rutsu. We are dedicating this run to a SpeedLore champion. It goes out to our pal, Sammy Limex. Thank you for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon, Sammy. Let's take a look.
Alright, Surface 2, 126. And I actually decided it was gonna be the last try of the session, but it was a pretty long session and I was pretty unlucky with the grenades. So yeah, pretty funny was the last try of the session. Yeah, got a rare boost there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, got the first cam there. 6 bullets, pretty decent. I had like maybe 10, 15 rounds, like pretty good steady cam, by the way. I had like 10 or 15 rounds like this where I just hoped for a nade later. Yeah, I got it right there. So it paid off this time to just continue. Pretty decent camp. I mean, for 125 there, I would have to get it immediately, the first bullet. So no big deal. Good throw, decent warp. I tried to do it kind of safe. So yeah, the difference between 126 and 125 is definitely the third cam. I went kind of close to it. So you definitely need to improve the third cam for 125. Don't go very close to it. Be a little far away. For 124 you need a very good run overall. Can't make any major mistakes. The last cam need to be good too. Yeah. I don't know if there's much more to say. It's 126. Hopefully 125 soon.
Wow. One of the most insightful commentaries I've ever seen from Mark. Like, that was actually incredible. You know, he's saying that, yeah, 125 is out there, 124 even would be a perfect run. He specifically mentions that the third camera, he says he goes a little bit closer to it than you need to. You can hit it from further. Kind of an interesting, maybe foreshadowing, you know. That was really, really insightful. And what's kind of cool about this is, like, you know, 2012, yeah, YouTube was around. But it's like people weren't, you know, social media influencers at this time. You know, I love thinking back to 2012 on, like, Instagram, where you would, like, take a picture of, like, a table with, like, you know, 3 drinks and, like, some food on it. And, like your quality of, like, social media was so funny and nostalgic in a way. And, yeah, kind of, you know, maybe the world was better off back then. And, like, this is an example. Like, Mark was sharing this knowledge not for clout or fame or money. He was literally just sharing this knowledge because he wanted to share what he knew about this game with the couple dozen other people who were interested. Like, that's it. That's literally all it was. He had no idea we'd be watching it all these years later and enjoying and appreciating it. I mean, now there are hundreds of people still playing GoldenEye, still playing this level in particular, going for personal bests on this level. And Mark's knowledge lives on because he just decided it'd be cool to make this video back then. And I think there's something really cool and earnest about that. And it's kind of appreciated, you know. It was really, yeah, it kind of gives me a lot of nostalgia, this run. Mark Rutsu's 126. I think it alludes to the fact that 125, 124 are possible, which is kind of crazy. Now, again, so what is fascinating is that we know at some point in the future, Henning was banned, unfortunately, for splicing too many runs. And as a result, that period of time where Henning got the 127 in December 2007, and then Clem got 126 in January 08. This would have been a period of about 1 month where Clem didn't have the untied. But because Henning's times were removed from the history of the game, Clem was credited with having the untied on this stage, uninterrupted, something we call the combined duration untied, from April 07 to this point, January 2012. This was a period of 1,727 days. Clem had the untied for. Again, we're in this era where still Clem is still an incredible player. This level's become one of his personal favorites. And we heard Mark alluding to it, did we not? Think about it this way. 4.5 years Clem had the time untied. He hadn't even played the level in 4 years. January 08, he got 126. It's now January 2012, 4 years later. What does Clem do? 2 weeks after that run, Clem goes out there and gets this one in February 2012. A run so insane and remarkable that we have to dedicate to a SpeedLore champion, Dr. Slochter. A huge thanks for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. I mean, this is simply unbelievable. After not having played the level for 4 years, saying, you know what? I kind of want the untied again. Let's dive back in there and do it up. I didn't really see it blow up, but like sometimes you wouldn't even see it blow up. You just shoot 7 times and hope it worked out. You hope that when you hit the 4th cam, it's going to say Objective A completed. This one you can usually hear. There we go. Let's see if he's a little bit further away on the third cam, like Mark was alluding to. Well, there's the 1 second difference right there. Like that was just drilled. Prime it. Chuck. Enter. So Clem was building full speed there. That's the first time we Mark almost looked like he was. I don't think he was, but Clem kept full speed there. Ran right into the little corner wedge, holding full speed, nailing that cam, clutching it out, nailing the mine throw. That can be so scary, and half misses the warp. Surface 200 125, a new untied, and an amazing, amazing record. I mean, this warp was like all experience. If you miss the warp fully, you'll enter at like 7.5 seconds. You'll usually enter at 8.5. And he misses it, but then he like shoots. So we only lost like half or a quarter of a second instead of the full second. Like that's a very professional, experienced move there. He got that 125. Untied. Still untied. We know how long he's had the untied for on the stage before. Let's see how long he has this untied for. Now here's an interesting clip. It's from SGDQ 2016, so it's kind of in post. It's 1 minute long. Wotus is interviewing Clemens about just his GoldenEye career, and yeah, it's interesting and insightful. So let's give it a listen.
So what time did you like spend the most to get and got?
Well, early in my career, it would definitely be Surface 128. I played that level so much. I just grinded it like all the time, and I got down to 130, and I duped a bunch of 130s, and Cervone had 129 untied, and I got 128 from 130, which is pretty insane. The level I've played the most, like overall though, I mean, I probably Control Agent, just because I use so many bad strategies. I mean, I got 359, took forever. There wasn't a lot of knowledge about that level in the past. It was just keep playing it,
Mm-hmm.
until you get a completion. So, but 358 took 150 hours. So, just that alone, I mean, that's such a huge chunk of time that I don't think I've played any other level more than that.
I see. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know the context of this interview. I was wondering if it was like before a run on stream officially, but it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like he's like outside. It sounds like they're like chatting like outside by the highway. So I don't know the context. It's fascinating. It's an interesting insight. There's Clem saying that 128 was one of the times that he spent the most time going for. So it shows you how much work he's put in the level, and we've clearly seen it all pay off from there. We've clearly seen how it goes. So now we're gonna watch 3 TAS videos to kind of explore some strategies that the tool-assisted speedrunners were looking into. This one is one of the earliest TASs of the level, by Rising Tempest. It says it has an extra grenade, so 2 grenades. Let's see how this gets. Let's see how this happens. This is made in 07, so there's 1 nade. We can see a lot of the graphical interfacing is a little bit off. But I mean, it was very early. Emulators were very early in development. Okay, so like 1 shot first camera from centuries away. Pretty insane. A second grenade right there. Very nice. Got 2 nades. Again, tool-assisted speedrun. So he chucked... That seems like a waste, chucking 1 there. Like, that camera's one of the easiest ones to hit. So... Can I get side boosted here? Yes, so tool-assisted speedrun can get easier grenade RNG. Oh, so we got another grenade. That makes sense. He chucked it there, and then instead of going inside, he chucks it here. And blows up that last camera. There. So 3 nades total. And, I mean, how much time do you think this will save? I'm kind of curious to see. He chucks the nade there, and he warps in a super warp, and we got a time of 1:18. 1:18. So it's a two-assist speedrun, pretty insane. I want to see his third camera. Oh yeah, so his third camera uses the claw, which is so inaccurate, it's almost funny. Like, you can't even see when the shot's fired. Like, oh, there it is. Okay, so there's the angle, hits the cam, and goes on his way. 1:18. Now, here is an interesting one. Again, made in 07. This is turbo mode, 35 seconds. Gets a nade. This is by Simon Sternis. We actually saw him when I showed the old rankings. That he had 131 the stage. So he had an untied on Secret Agent, in fact. He likes the stage. So you can shoot like that. There, he shoots the third camera through the trees. Remember, Spider Waffle mentioned that as being possible. Oh, and he hits the last cam in full strafe through the window, which was pretty insane. I mean, I don't think anyone's beaten this turbo mode two-assisted speedrun since. Like, that's insanity. That was insane. But the most noteworthy thing is, well, I mean, you can see how you can shoot this camera even at this point through the cabin. Like, this cabin really unloads, and then through the trees there, just like Spider Waffle mentioned years ago. In 2009, Simon Sternis would improve the TAS non-turbo mode. So this is 2 years after Rising Tempest's first TAS of 1:18. And I mean, this seems like it's significantly faster, so I'm very curious to see what strategies he uses here. He gets the grenade. One shot. I mean, they can be awesome. They're similar to like a prototype car or work of engineering. It's like cool to see the future, kind of like, you know, it might not actually come to fruition, it might not be possible, but it's cool to see. So he hits so did you see at third cam through the trees, and then he hits the second cam on the way back from the third cam. So out of order cameras. That seemed really intelligent. He delayed the nade throw in such a way that it hadn't blown up yet when he hit the window cam, so there was less lag for that shot, and he got a boost out of it. So that was like, this is looking more like the Rising Tempest two-assisted speedrun is like almost possible. This one like looks way more insane and way more, 110, right? 110 is like, 1:18 you could kind of see maybe someone might get there someday as the world record, but like 110 is like, we're getting pretty wild. And yeah, the second and third cam switched was a thing. It was often talked about. No one ever did a run with it because it doesn't save as much time as you think. Even though in this tool-assisted speedrun it's used, that shot doesn't save that much time compared to the other technique of hitting that camera from behind or the side. So that a lot of people, I remember, got really hung up on the second cam and third cam order being a big time save. And I eventually made a video like around 2012 kind of showing that like it's not that big of a time save, guys. I'm going to show another video. I honestly haven't watched it. It's 3.5 minutes. A good bloke named Stocks and Bonds. It says Surface 200 session highlights. I don't know what to expect. I'm expecting it'll give a good insight into what happens in a typical Surface 200 session. This is now from November 2014. And then after that, you keep going and throw it like next door, kind of. And I have no idea where my voice is coming from. I truly forget if I was chatting in mumble or if he's watching a video of me. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
take out the cam. I want to see a 3-nade strat. What you do is you line up the first 2 guards. They both pull nades. You get 2 nades at the start. 1 clip first cam. Run, run, run. Second cam. Switch to nade. Prime it or just don't prime it. Throw it all the way to the 3rd cam. After you throw it, you turn to the tower. You throw another nade. Get the comms. Do a fancy turn. Throw another nade. Get the cam in the tower. And then you finish the mine through.
Yeah.
Oh my god, watch this run, you're gonna laugh your asses off. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude. You didn't fuck up the throw, did you? Fuck.
Dude, just turn up on the second camera.
So he primed it for too long and it blew up in his face and he passed away. So it's interesting, Luke and I are clearly in mumble discussing some ideas for possible Surface 2 00 strategies.
Pretty fucking awful, I say. Oh, fucking shit, man. Oh, shit, the grenade. The Clem shot! The Clem shot! Huh. Huh. Are you kidding me? Well, I'm just gonna practice this. This is gonna be fucked. Where the fuck is the thing? Bust open a sugar-free, baby.
No, that's pretty funny. You know, having the alarm go off on Surface 2 00 is hilarious because you get these blue outfitted body armor guards who are very hard to like get rid of. So hitting that 3rd shot, they would obviously add more leg too. Hitting that 3rd shot was impressive. I like the clip where he throws over his chair. You know, 2014 was an era where you could still do that on Twitch, and nowadays, if you were to do that, you would get like posted to live stream fail, and people would like take you seriously. Oh, what a rager! He must have serious issues and like, you know, cause drama and stuff. In 2014, you could do it, and it was like a funny joke. Like, obviously, I'm not that mad that I'm throwing my chair over. It's like I'm playing it up for my buddies on stream, you know. So, again, it does make me nostalgic for clearly what I say would be a better time in human history. You know, when you could do silly things on stream and it wouldn't be wouldn't cause a world of issues, you know. So exactly, Rays, of course it's just entertainment when you get mad on stream and rage and so on. So anyway, interesting look, and obviously Stockson was a very good dude. He got along with everybody, and he's long moved on from the community, but he was indeed a good dude, and I'm glad we could show this session. Gives a good insight into what exactly it was like to play. Like, that is it. If you were to play Surface 00, that's the kind of frustrations you're met with in the game. It's challenging. You mess up, the guards mess you up, and all sorts of stuff happens. So a really good look into, if you're going to pick up the game and play, that's might be a look at your future. So, and speaking of looking to the future, we are going to warp to January 2016. Remember, Clemens' 125 was February 2012. Has Clemens managed to have another untied on Surface 200 for 4 years? He sure has. He sure has, baby. 125 is still untied in January 2016. Unbelievable to think about. And I think at this point it was like becoming one of the game's longest staying untied. It's like 4 years is insane. It really, really is. Yeah, this is nuts. I think no one expected what would come next. And to be honest, what would come next was, honestly, of all the times I've checked the Elite forums in the world record post, I would say this time I was the most shocked ever. I remember in damn SA SpeedLore talking about seeing a lose 117 posted there and being shocked. And, you know, Clemens' train 1 minute was medically shocking for a lot of people. So there are other examples I can recall of seeing a post in the world record topic of a new record and being in shock. But this one, I would say, was the most shocking post I'd ever witnessed. It is. The post read, Surface, and the image link is broken, but I'm going to show you what the image looked like. It was this. It was an image of 2 with a grenade beside it. So Surface 2 nades. Okay. And the post was made by Boss in 2016. Surface 2 Double O Agent 124. This was when I saw 2 nades in the world record post 124. I was beyond shocked. And at this point, I believe it had been like a number of years since Boss's last untied in GoldenEye. Like, he didn't get one in 2015. Okay, he had gotten one in 2014 with the new Cavern strat. He hadn't got one in 2013, got one in 2012, a couple in 2012. None in 2011 or 2010. Like, or 09, 08, Boss got 2 untieds. 07, he got like a handful. So, like, this Boss getting an untied in 2016 was like Phil Mickelson winning the 2021 PGA Championship. It like was that shocking. And the fact that he got Surface 2 nades 00124. It's imagine if you heard about Phil Mickelson winning the 2021 PGA Championship without having seen it, and you're like, what? I have to rush and see this. And then you bear witness to something truly incredible. And that was me checking the forums. It was just like, my mind melted seeing this. And given that it was 2016, it's possible that, like, I might have been, like, at the cabin, and I might have, like, I forget exactly where I just remember being shocked. I was so shocked I forget where I was at the time. And so we clicked on the run, and this is what we saw. A run so shocking and remarkable, it has to be dedicated to a SpeedLore champion, and this one goes out to FC Bojangles. Thank you, FC Bojangles, for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. Let's take a look. Yeah, and so you can reason that if the odds of getting a grenade are roughly 1 in 25, the odds of getting 2 nades at the same time are roughly 1 in 625. So now imagine clutching out that run, getting all these really far away cam shots, and not choking the grenade primes. You know, this is, in July 2016, the last untied in GoldenEye by Boss. Boss has never got another untied in the game. And it's worth knowing that as you enjoy this run. One gets 2 nades and nails the one-shot camera. Are you kidding me? Like, are you actually... like, it's so insane. There's the shot. Oh my god. It's true. Like, this is the run to retire on. Like, so at that point he's really nervous. He hesitated for a half second. Like, big deal. Not a huge deal. Prime the nade. Chuck this one. Let's see what he does here. And like that early TAS, look, do you know how much knowledge and awareness that took? He had to take a slightly wider line so that way he wouldn't take damage off the first nade and interrupt his prime on the second nade. Like, it's so thoughtful, and oh my, like I can't even. And he clutches the mind throw and the warp. Like this. And then he writes B for Big Boss Man, baby. Oh my god. Just absolutely unbelievable. I know, if it was 123, I think people would have just, like, straight up passed away. Yeah, Boss would start writing BB, like, much later on in his, Yendis, I don't think there's a single other 2-nade run on the rankings. Goes wide, primes it. Unbelievable. And, like, you think we're 2016, you gotta think at this point, like, who is ever gonna go for this time? One nade, like 128, 129, I would say, that's my guess. Okay, so 127. It's just honestly the best run in history, I would personally say. Like, that might be a bit of an exaggeration. Obviously, my pick for best run ever is Mark's Damn 00 155, which we'll get to next episode. But, like, this run is up there. Like, this run is so up there. And, his comment is this. First completion of 2 nade strat, first untied in over 2 years, 5 seconds cut. To do this strat properly, you want to prime the first nade just after the start of the last stretch of tree on the left, release with 45 degree or so height once you make up the small hill nearest to the path. The second nade prime is immediately after throwing the first. Follow the crease down the snow hill, gradually turn to the right to the final cam, release once a little bit after fully on the ground, make sure you can get enough height on the throw, aim to the right of the corner of the building with like 45 degree height so it can bounce off the wall and give more leeway, as usually the throw will come out too early. Wow. Wow. Now, because of this run, Clemens no longer had the untied on the level. I mean, imagine being boss and you have 129 and you get this run finally, you're like, what's the time? You have no idea what the time is. Could it be 126, 5, 4, 3, 2? Like, imagine this was 125. What, like, a kind of letdown it would have been if it simply tied the record. But it didn't, and as a result, it's one of the most brilliant runs in the history of GoldenEye. Clemens' 125 remained untied for 1,619 days, bringing his total tally of days untied to 3,346. Something very, very significant with Clemens' untieds here. And this is arguably some of the greatest domination in the history of the game. If we look at all of the longest standing untieds in history, Clem has 2 in the top 10 on the same level. His 126 is 10th, and his 125 is 7th. Like, that is incredibly impressive. Like, when you, like, think about, like, look, Mark 155 down to below was 2,345 days. And if you add up Clemens' we're over 3,000 days for perspective, So like, imagine Mark never tied 126 and Clem kept that one. Like, Clem had it all throughout the time until Boss's 124. If it wasn't for Mark, that would have been the case, So incredible. Like, it's one of those kind of rare facts or stats that really puts into perspective how dominant Clem was at this level in this era. And 1450, is there anything close? So Aztec, 3 months, and Aztec 100 will knock that Clem 126 off the list. And of course, Silo 107 by Mark and Dam 52 are not far behind. So yeah, but iconic and unbelievable. So that was in 2016. We're going to jump to 2018. This is by a speedrunner, Wally. And I guess Wally was taking a liking to the level. He went out there and got like a 131, and then he kept playing, and he decided that he wanted to become the first player to revitalize a long-lost and unfulfilled strategy. And so let's see what Wally is going to do on this run in particular. Okay, we have some funny stuff coming up, I would suppose. Okay, so Wally was playing the other difficulties, and he wanted a good 00 time to get in the... That makes sense. He wanted to get in the leaderboard. Which is the top 10 players across the 3 difficulties on a stage. So Wally primes the nade, throws it, and then he's gonna go for the window shot. The window shot, baby. And he nails it. He nails the window shot. Okay. Here we go. Chucks the mine, baby. Opens the door. Makes the warp. He lost a second at the end there, but he missed the warp. 7.5 ending's not very good. You want 8.5. But it's the first run we've actually ever seen completed, not tool assisted, with the window shot. And he got a very nice 127. So very impressive stuff there from Wally. Nicely done. We're now in 2018, by the way. So Boss's 124 is still untied. Now 2 years in its own right. Here we are again. This run is well, let's see what happens here.
No, that was just
Okay, so that was a PAL time. Interesting, Cal.
that was a completion run, but I had no nade, and it was probably a 123 pace, but like it was a complete warp miss, and it almost seemed like I got stuck at the end door also, so I was just surprised it was still 125.
Yeah, Surface 200 would be a level where PAL is probably slightly slower, but not like aggressively so, where you're losing like 1, 2, 3 seconds. And so Ilu now, I think Ilu is inspired to maybe play for the window shot. Yeah, I would agree. The end warp, like slow-moving doors on PAL are generally more slow than on NTSC. So that ending door, which is a slow opening door, might be a little bit disadvantaged. Yeah, so oh my god. So this is a run. After Wally popularized the window shot again, Ilu decided to go for it. This could be 124 tie. Oh, missed the warp. Missed the warp.
I don't know what to say. Piece of shit. Oh, shit. How the fuck did I miss that fucking warp? Unfucking believable. 126 dupe with a missed warp. Fuck this game, seriously. It's probably a fucking joke anyway.
So that's unfortunate that Ilu missed the warp. However, a couple days later, he kept playing. He kept playing, baby.
I need to stop getting this first cam. Because now I'm getting a fucking nade too. Oh wow, lucky shot. This is fucking it. Oh.
Well, 8.8 ending. Very fast warp. Very nice run.
I don't know though. Not so safe with the third cam. Yes! 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 Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Finally, you let some light into the room. Some light into the room. The darkness of Surface 2 is over. Like I pretty much didn't even do a practice run today. And it was a lucky first cam because I was not getting the first cam today. And the third cam, I missed the third cam so many times that I was actually like aiming for the first cam. I was not like taking any chances at all on that run. And the warp was just safe. Like it was a very controlled run in a way. Lucky first cam, and then I just controlled it pretty much. Yeah, it's a tight world record. just said that I've probably been playing at least 60 hours by now. Yeah, I got it. First run today. And I hadn't even like practiced anything. So I was like being safe with shit because I hadn't practiced anything. I was like, gotta be like, I was like safe with the third cam. I don't know, then the ending was very controlled. I could afford to like react to a completion, I think. I don't think I took any like chances on this run.
It's kind of interesting that he says it was first try that night. First run basically is pretty interesting. He probably doesn't mean like very first run, but probably first run with a grenade that like had a chance, first significant run. First, it's on. I got a grenade after 5 minutes. Okay, let's play it out. And there you go. And that can happen. Sometimes you can grind for 10 hours and not get the time, and other times it happens right away. So pretty cool. There was a post from around this. Icy is a very knowledgeable gamer and always dropping useful tips. And so he found this code in the game where basically if you have the mine out, you're more likely for the guards to actually be there. Sometimes the guards that you're hoping to get a grenade from, and you wouldn't have seen it tonight because we're seeing completed runs mostly, but the guards might not be in this in the location. They might be kind of further away or in weird spots, but apparently if you have the mines out, then they're almost always in the correct spot which helps with consistency, so that's anything to add consistency is like a huge plus, so just a little tidbit there. You switch to mines. I guess if you don't have the mines, sometimes the guards are a bit further away and misplaced, and there you go. See, the perfect spot for them to pull grenades. And so that was a nice little tidbit from Icy, helpful tidbit. Now, Ilu wouldn't remain the only hero of Surface 2 blasting out bosses' time for very long. In fact, on the same day that Ilu got the time, July 28, of course, I guess this whole new, the window shot is actually viable. Now it's 2018. Now we're going to take more risks and do more difficult strategies. Our pal Clemens has re-entered the chat. He too is going to play for Surface 2 00 Agent. And let's see what he gets. Now, I don't know if it's this run or another run, but something. We'll see. We'll see how the ending of this run is. Gets a grenade. Gets a grenade.
Well, it kind of took me off guard there. I wasn't really expecting to get a grenade.
Again, maybe this run or another run in the future kind of harkens back to what I was saying earlier about, times are better when people can kind of...
Holy shit. Okay, let's get an insane second game.
Have a laugh. Have a friendly laugh with their mates. So we'll see what happens here.
What?
That was pretty... that was a rare guard location. I mean, he got the nade, then he got the first cam, first clip. Oh, that was almost insane. That would have saved a second.
It's only 124.
If you got first shot. He knows it's 124 pace. Prime now. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nails it.
Holy fuck, I got it.
That was like 3 or 4 shots. You want to get with first clip, because if you have to reload there, the lag is really hard. So 3 or 4 shots.
whatever.
So Clem got Clem got the 124, and he wants lower, right? I mean, think about it. Clem has had the untied for thousands of days. He wants lower, and so Clem would keep playing that session, that same day. Okay, this is July 26th.
I feel like every session, my first cameras are just getting like a little bit worse.
The time is a little bit off with like the YouTube uploads and stuff. I'm under the impression this happened on the 28th, but this I don't know. This may have happened on the 26th. Either way, thereabouts. 7 days into the grind, Ace actually made this edit. Yeah, so Clem and Lou are playing for 124.
Holy shit, I got it. I can't believe I got it.
Even 123.
It's just 124 at best now. Oh my god! Go! Yes! Yes!
He thinks it might be 123.
Yes!
That's insane
You boss, eat shit. Eat shit, boss. Eat shit, boss. That's gotta be 124. What? Oh, no. No. Oh my god. I'm fucking done, dude. I'm fucking done with this level. I'm fucking done. How is that not 124? Unbelievable. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe that was really 125. I mean, it was a fucking timer glitch. I think that was karma. I think that was karma for getting a little bit too ahead of myself.
Okay, so that was funny. You know, it was funny. Obviously, that ended up happening before he got 124, so it was played a little bit out of order. But hey, it is what it is. A hilarious moment. Obviously, he would go on to get 124 shortly thereafter. But for a moment there, you know, it shows that no matter who you are, no matter how great you are to stage, you still got to keep your ego in check sometimes, you know? So, yeah, important lesson there to be learned. Not to be outdone or mega trolled. On August 2nd, so 5 days later, Clem would get this speedrun. Nice nade. That's exactly it, Moxie. Everyone slept in the window strats, and that might not be the last strat people are sleeping on in this episode. As strange as it is. I didn't see that cam get hit.
I got it, but that was pretty slow.
You got it, but it was slow. There we go.
Gotta get all the rest now.
You know, Eliminator, I might start doing the profile cam if I play POW Perfect Dark, because my LCD is over here. So maybe we'll see the return of profile cam streams to some effect.
Might still be pace.
Might still be pace, baby. A nade goes off. That's actually really bad because it adds to the lag. Oh my god! First shot, he could hear it through all the fire. He could feel it. He could.
Amazing run. Come on.
Oh yeah, I got. Oh.
Yes. Please be it. Please. Please end this sorcery. Oh my fucking god, that was amazing, dude. It's done.
He did it, baby. He did it. We got the shirt off. Oh,
Yes.
the legendary
Yes.
pose.
Yes. Yes.
So very nice run. Obviously, it's the untied again, and you know it is amazing because I think most people would think that Clemens wouldn't have got the untied again. You know, from 2016 onwards, again, it wasn't, you know, not quite as surprising as Boss getting this one insane untied years after his last one. But Clem wasn't exactly like a super active untied player at this moment in time in 2018. His previous untied, they came in 2015 when he got the Aztec sweep. So again, it had been a couple years since Clem had played for untieds, but of course, at the same time, you can't be too surprised because this is his legendary stage, and he went and nailed the run, beating the 124 shared by Boss and Alu. Now, about a year later, we would see some very bizarre strategy. Henrik Weister Norgren, the train strat master, as you would know from a previous episode, and also tool-assisted master, would find a bizarre technique on the level, on Surface 2. As it turns out, there are strange things that go into the loading of what objects load or unload. And as it turns out, if you stand at this fence, it unloads like the snowbank in front of you, but leaves the far camera loaded. So you can actually blow up this camera from that fence. This does not seem something that can be very consistent. In fact, I tried it with double RCP 90 and infinite ammo on and shot 1,000 bullets and never hit it once. So, like, it's tough. But it's possible. It's possible. And so, yeah, very fascinating that, you know, this is now out there. You know, obviously, we just had this... We've kind of had two series of improvements, right? The 125 fundamentally was similar to the 132 or even 135. Right? That was 10 seconds of the same strategy, optimization. The 124 was a new strat, and now the 123 is a new strat as well, where you shoot through the window. And now we're having yet another new strategy, which is, you know, very, very fascinating. Again, here's like an image, you know, look how complicated this looks. Like, I would never want to try this. It's so complicated. You know, I did end up hitting it, Moxie, but like took me 1,000 shots to hit it. So like, it's tough. It's not something that I would like to go for. But, you know who would? You know who has been very suspiciously absent from this episode of SpeedLore? Certainly, one name comes to mind. And that is the name of our friend, Perfect Ace. Perfect Ace said, this is a strange strategy. Why don't we go on and see what we can do? And in fact, the first arrival of Perfect Ace in this episode, let's dedicate it to a SpeedLore champion, our pal Madry Bread. A huge thanks, Madry, for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. And let's, you know, again, it's about a year later. Let's see what Ace can muster in September 2019. I mean, this just doesn't seem viable. You know, this really doesn't seem viable. So 2-clip first cam, but obviously we can imagine that this fence shot may save so much time that you can get away with a 2-clip first cam, which might lose like 5 seconds. Really interesting angle there on that second. You could hear it. Insane. You could hear that go off. And now look, that third cam saves so much time that Ace can go in here and shoot it out. And now I would say this raises a very interesting question. What about the fence cam plus through the window, or 2 nades, or so on and so forth? Because, as we'll find out, we have no idea what this time could be. We have no idea how much time it really saves. This was indeed a 1:23 tie. A 1:23 tie in Clemens once again on the stage. So Clem had the untied there for about another year, a little bit more than a year, bringing his total days on. That was in our 419 days untied. And yes, so let me take a look here. So now Clemens has had the untied on the stage for 3,765 days. But of course, Ace came along and bopped him with the 123. But I mean, that's insane. We're now over 10 years Clemens has held untied on this stage. And like, you gotta imagine at this point, like, Clem's been there so long through so many strats, like, that might be it. That might really be it. Is he gonna really untie it again, given the insanity? At the same time, something's out there, with the fence shot. Clearly that Ace run wasn't maxed. We have two clip first cam, went inside the building for the last cam, so there might be some more time to be cut. One gentleman who would come along, and this is like a very interesting flash in the pan speedrunner, I think that's fair to say. A gentleman by the name of Fernando Almeida, who for some reason also went by Joey HBG, began playing Surface 2 Double Agent, and I guess he saw a potential untied. Some people want to come into the game and just, like, get one untied, and, like, that's their contribution to the game, which is pretty cool. You feel like you've become a part of history. You got this insane record. I feel like in GoldenEye even more so because of how well the history is kept. If you had an untied, like, that's your contribution to the game. So Fernando Almeida was playing this level. He also, I would have mentioned him in the Down Secret Agent episode, where he used, the window shot, if you remember that episode, shooting through the windows on the dam, and so he's taken like 2 or 3 clips there. He liked using these unconventional and uncommon strategies. Now, something strange may be witnessed here. We will explain what exactly it is a little bit later. But, like, look, he never had a grenade. He was able to shoot through the wall, destroying the table where the communications radios are on, completing the objective. This was a technique, and we will dive into it more, discovered where you can do that. You no longer need a grenade to complete Surface 2 00 or Secret Agent to that matter. 130 on the stage using all these techniques, this mashup of strategies. Obviously, crouching and shooting 5 times at the table is slower than just getting a grenade and throwing the grenade. It's slower, but the trade-off is it's consistent. You get it every time. You don't have to wait the 1 in 25 runs where you get a grenade. Now every run has a shot at completion, and so you could push it, and really try hard to nail a run, right? Consistency leads to optimization. That's what it comes down to. Now, at the same time, there was this horde going on. We're now into 2019. Hordes are getting pretty popular, and Joey was taken into this horde called Project 2020. Ace was in this horde. JD Black was in the horde. A few other guys were in the horde. I can't remember every single one of you guys, but, you guys know who was in there. Joey was in the horde. And how hordes often work is it's boring to play alone. it's boring to play and not tell anyone about triumphs. So you form a group of 5 or 6 guys, and you play and you share your knowledge and your progress with each other. Joey clearly had an interest in Surface 2.00, and he would post a time to his Horde group that was so unbelievable that they were stunned, and they knew that when they put this in the video, that the entire community would be stunned. And indeed they all were. I mean, who wouldn't be stunned? You guys will be stunned too. Now, the version of this video that I'm going to show is going to be the version from the Unhorde with voice chat. So there's clearly 20 guys in voice chat. I decided I'm not going to edit out the cursing in this episode. You know, if you're 2 hours in, YouTube doesn't seem to care as much. So I'm just going to show this run as is, with the music even. So this will be a bit of an even YouTube special, Twitch and YouTube special. YouTube doesn't seem to recognize this music. We're going to roll with it. Let's just watch this run. I mean, you're going to hear references to, and don't do this at home, to eating a battery. There was a famous instance, I believe it stemmed from Jimbo telling Clemens that if he got like Bunker 221, he would eat a battery, something like that. And so it became this meme. He never did, because it's probably a life-threatening situation you're putting yourself into. You know, so again, don't try this at home. Don't do it. He never did it. But the meme is that people say, if you get this time, I'll eat a bat. It's like a bet. It's like a silly bet. And, oh, man, I'm just imagining the feeling in your stomach. Bad idea. So it's a common reference, and obviously Clemens has 123 untied. No longer untied, Ace untied it, but still, we're going to hear some references to that. But it's 2 minutes 25 seconds, and it's unbelievable. And it is our final SpeedLore dedication of the night to our SpeedLore champion, Sul Orak. A huge thanks, Sul, for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. And you and everyone else enjoy this shocking. I mean, we've been shocked a lot tonight. Wow. Let's take a look.
I did it.
I'll take the battery fajitas.
This is Fernando Almeida. I did it.
Now, my personal favorite song.
Yeah, this is my favorite song.
This is an amazing song.
So what does Mint have? 125, right? So top of the leaderboards.
Oh my god. This is gonna be something special.
This is the same quality as the last one.
Wait, what's that?
Oh
What was
my
that
god.
cutscene
Yeah,
launch?
this is gonna be something good.
He just might be watching the
123
Twitch
a lot.
nuts.
Wait.
Oh my god.
Full strafe nade.
Full strafe. Okay, you guys.
125.
Clemens is sweating.
Sweating bullets.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Oh, first clipper!
First clip. Alright, this is...
Clem screaming, Clem
So we're
screaming.
by the way, we're on like
Water battery
116,
ready in
117
front
pace
of
at the
him.
moment.
Clem
We're on
about to
116, 117. This is fun. This is like impossible pace.
Clemens is like, yeah, he's fucking
You guys, listen.
Listen.
Don't do it.
Holy fuck!
He's eating a battery. He's eating a battery, dude. It's a big battery. It's a big battery.
First shot, third cam.
Holy shit.
This is...
Oh, and he loses 2 seconds because he's going in. So that's like 118, 119.
I can't believe that.
He's eating a fucking battery.
This is 120. This is 120.
Very
You can't be serious.
Now, the one thing about this is a
Slight cringe ending.
slight controversial.
No,
A little.
That wasn't
Just
no.
a little.
Yeah, how high would his heart rate have been?
Clement's about to
And
die.
not fucking way, dude. The battery!
And with the new fucking cheat swags.
Oh my fucking god!
2 second untied.
Wow.
Dad. Joey just
Truly unbelievable, stunning, incredible. 121, unbelievable by this relatively unknown speedrunner, Joey HBG, Fernando Almeida. People were just truly shocked. I mean, we've been shocked a lot this episode, this night. A lot of shocking times. But you could hear the chat, how shocked everyone was. Nobody was expecting this time. A lot of hordes, I would say, I don't want to say they get overhyped necessarily. People are excited to share what they've done and worked on for the past few months with the community. But oftentimes, like, you want those insane untides in the horde, which are hard to get. And it's safe to say that this one delivered. This one truly and utterly delivered. And yeah, 2 second untides are very rare. You know, I'll even look up and see. So in 2020, there's only been 1 untied. There was a 2 second untied last year. Well, you know, Ace got a 2 second untied in 2019, and this was also 2 second. So they're rare. They're rare. There's been 3 in the past 2 years, and this was one of them. So that shows you how insane things are. And none before then since 2015, since 2017. So there's been 4 since 2016. They're very rare. 2 second untied, very, very rare. 2 second untied. This was one of them, and amazing stuff by Fernando. And a guy who would kind of disappear from the community. It was kind of interesting. There is a known story. If you've seen the iceberg video, you would know this story. But basically, what happened was Fernando didn't have a capture card, so he had to take the VHS tapes to a digitizer, a storefront that digitized the VHS tapes. And so he had shared that he had achieved this time 121 in his Horde Discord chat with the lads. And they were all excited to see the run, but they didn't get to see it for about a week later until he got the video back. But the problem was, the video only had like a few seconds of the run were missing, the first like 5 or 10 seconds. That's very frightening, because oh my god, this untied might be lost forever. If I don't have full proof, we're toast, right? The run is basically discarded. It would have become a very interesting case in like history about it, though. It would have been an interesting topic to discuss in like a video. But Joey went back to the store and they still had his tape, and they were able to successfully capture the entire run. So that's pretty cool. And the run exists today, 121 untied. And to be honest, if you would have told me when this happened that this would have been the record forever, I would have believed you. But this brings us only to the end of part 2 of this SpeedLore episode, believe it or not. I'm going to show one more run before part 3. It's simply a tool-assisted speedrun using like all of the known strategies now. All the known strategies. And then we're going to get into the final part of tonight's lore, which takes us from about 2020 to the present day. So this is a tool-assisted speedrun by White Ted. A guy named Eliminate Xenia got a 109. Remember that we watched a 110 earlier. So we're getting, even with all these known strats, we're getting like really close to, we haven't been able to improve, like new strats haven't been able to improve as much as you would think. You know, Sternus had this 110 in 2009, and yet this one is going to be a 108 from 12 years later. 11 or 12 years later. So one shot there, one shot there. He has 2 nades, remember. Very interesting. Well, it's better to do no Arlene on the TS, like, okay, so I see. So he does use that window strat, which is like slower than just using a nade. Oh, okay, he uses the nade there. You see that? He didn't do the first cam, and he did the first cam last with the nade, which is very, very kind of cheeky. And we'll see if anyone ever manages to put that to use. So the idea is you get 1 or 2 nades, and you use one of them to take out the first camera instead of shooting it. You have a tighter line to the further cameras, And it really does complicate things as far as the order of cameras goes. So that'll be something to kind of watch for as the episode rolls on. Yeah, so that was Agent Door on that run. Door from above. We do this on like Agent for 46. I can hardly pull off that technique. It's so fussy to me. So that's also used. I don't think we'll see people use it on Double Agent. Alright, so now we're in the final part of tonight's episode, and we're going to watch a video called Finish Window Discovery. We can see this takes place in August 2019. So this is actually a little bit before the Fernando 121 Untied. And this is actually on Surface 1. It is a speedrunner by the name of Kaido. And, yeah, this is the discovery of something that would reshape how we thought about the surface levels. Because what we just saw in the TAS, and what we saw in an earlier Fernando run, was that there is this location by the window here where you can shoot and destroy the goods. On Surface 1, which is playing now, it actually fails the objective, but on Surface 2, it completes the objective. And so it really reshaped. He's realizing, oh my god, shooting through the window is allowing my bullets to pass through the wall and stuff. Like, it's really insane. He's going to come in here and kind of notice that it took place. And this will have great repercussions in the future of surface speedrunning. So he's going to go for it again. He's going to say, whoa, this was crazy. The consequences will indeed never, ever be the same. He blew it up. He's like, oh my god. I blew up the console from here. Like, that is wild, right? And then he's going to try it on Surface 2. He's like, wait, what the heck? What? I mean, what an insane thing to stumble upon after 20 years of this game being out. 22 years. Isn't that truly insane? Like, think about no one ever came over here and shot and, like, shot through. Like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy to think about. Stunning. As a result, we're going to see a lot of competition on Surface 2 Secret Agent. So this is one by Frosthops, who says, thanks for the free points, Kaido. Because this was worth 60 points when he got the time. And so this is Secret Agent, again, but it's proof that you can still score reasonable times with this strategy. I mean, we've seen this, Fernando's 130 in particular, but like this again shows like how deep the repercussions of this discovery are. So strafe over here, get to the window, crouch quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He hits the table, it allows the radios to crash to the ground, and amazing. Completes the level. And you know what's really, yeah, I mean, it would be unlikely that you would have noticed this. I think I pointed it out actually earlier though, that in one of the earlier world record ranking screenshots, Boston Motor had 55, Surface 2 Secret Agent tied, and that would have been using the get a grenade and throw it at the comm stuff. So really insane that they were able to like, it used to be a world record, and now it's like trivially easy because of the finish window. Kaido's a finish guy. The strategy is called the finish window. So yeah, this totally revamped how we viewed Surface 2. Kaido has a PB post here. He says the strat is to shoot the comms table through a window. eliminates the need for a grenade in the key. It's consistent. He hasn't even looked for a setup yet, but it feels easy and intuitive and consistent. You'll often get boosted. This can be groundbreaking for RTA full game runs, where he points out on the world records on Secret Agent full game runs, the times these guys get are 20 seconds slower, so it could save that much time on full game runs. And 00 could be, he doesn't know, but maybe it'll be consequential on 00 Agent. So really insane. Let's see what this topic is. Oh, Ilu now has made videos. We're now in 2020, and Ilu has found something else. I don't know if Ilu found this entirely on his own, or if he's the first one to make videos of it. But again, knowing what we know about the finish window, could there be other locations where you could shoot through the wall and destroy the comms? Let's take a look. So Ilu shoots, that's camera through window. Remember, double agent now, and look at this. Look at this. He has found a way that you can, while backing up, shoot out the comms from this spot now. And it kind of shows how, after all this time, all this stuff coming together, that this is doable. That makes sense, Gendis. And that actually will tie into what we're about to get into. So, Ilu makes these videos like, hey guys, this is a strategy that's been tossed around Discord the past few days. Let's, make it official and public. Not just finish window, now we can do it from here. And so for a while, people were also calling this finish window, even though it's a different angle of shot. And so it added to some confusion, which led me to make this thread. So JD Black got a 128. And I was like, this run does not look that amazing. Let's actually watch the run. I said it looked like 140 quality from old times' sake. So again, I mean, think of Wouter's 135 as an example. Think of Wouter's 135. Looked decent for the time, but it's a little bit outdated. And so this one will have that vibe to it. Okay, so he does get first cam, which is nice. First clip, first cam. And let's see what happens here. Strafes over. Beautiful, nails the shot. So it's a good run so far. Third or fourth, I mean, this is actually, I might have been talking a bit of smack. It looks great so far. Okay, so he's 2 clips here. 2 clips there, so that was clearly like 5 seconds lost. He gets hit there, has to realign, then blows it up. So like that lost a lot of time there. His PB is now 130. We can see the funny picture that someone made up of Clem eating a battery in the bottom corner. Again, more references to these in-jokes. Chucks the mine, opens the door, warps in, bingo bango.
I don't know if this is PB. Nice.
128. And so this has motivated me to make a thread saying, this is strange. I never seen this strategy before. I never knew that this was made. Should it be mandatory to share all new strategies on the forum? Because they can get lost in a Discord channel, that's reasonable to say. And especially there's, the elite main lobby. There's also a number of other Discord channels. And so these things get lost. And so why not share every bit of interesting knowledge on the forum? That's basically what I was saying. And, anyways, it goes on, it goes on, it goes on. Eventually, I make a proposal. I'm like, look, we cannot call this the finish window because, the other thing's the finish window. This doesn't make sense. Pogo Pope tells me that Kaido discovered this new window, and in this case he's calling it the British window, which also doesn't make sense. Like, where'd that come from? He posted about it in Discord and went largely unnoticed. I mean, this seems like a huge discovery. That not only did he do the finish window, but he discovered that you can shoot it from here. And you're telling me this went largely unnoticed? Like, this is insane to me. Come on, guys, let's post on the forum to make it more permanent and official. I propose calling it the Baltic window, the Åland window, the Bothnian window, the Suomi window, the Helsinki window. And, you know, as a side note, Twitch has added all these categories to stream to recently, and they added one for the Åland community, which is a small community of islands off the coast of Finland, in, I believe, the Bothnian Sea. So, there 20,000 people live there. Very small community, and I was surprised that Twitch added such a small community. I mean, you know, if you want to meet fellow Ålanders, then there you go. They also had a community for the Pitcairn Islands, which has 47 people population, and I don't know if they have internet. So, you know, it's, again, cool that they added such a small community, and good for them. Just a side note that I kind of came up with the me mentioning Åland here. Yeah, I agree. But anyways, Kaido came in and actually said, he gave a whole timeline of the discovery. Really well documented, and basically says, you know what, I choose to call it the British window. Okay, the joke can be that it's not necessarily British and not a window. And yes, White Ted, who is British, brought it up, and yeah, it's very, very funny stuff. The evolution of, you know, again, this was all rolling around Discord, not easy to sort through or find. And through this thread, we were able to really drill down on it. Posting videos, discovering the strategies, and this is what it's all led to. Now, Ilu would use this in a run, and he would give commentary on this. And obviously this is going to be quite a unique experience, seeing the first time a double agent run played out this way. So I'll let his commentary speak. Very fascinating run. Let's take a look.
Okay, it's Illo here. So I'm going to be watching my Surface 2 00 new PR here. The new strat. No grenade needed on this level anymore. Love this strat, by the way. First camera was really pretty nice. Well, no, standard, good first cam. So 5-6 bullets. But yeah, I got it from really far. Didn't need to worry about bumping into the building or anything. Can't hear the sound here now, but yeah, that was quick. 3 bullets maybe. Here, okay, I shot all the bullets. I left right after the last one. This one was like a few bullets. Okay, 3, really nice. Now I was gonna stop here for a tiny bit, but I stood still there way too long. I think I realized it here because I thought that, oh damn, this could be a regular pace, but now it was like, probably not, because I went like for insane warp and I actually got it. So still a little bit hopeful, but yeah, not quite enough. 122 is really nice still though. Fun session. I had half a glass of whiskey today, coffee, energy drink. So yeah, just had a fun, great session.
So cool. So now we got the British window, and so the advantage that this has is that yes, it is slower. Like that, obviously, this camera saves a lot of time. We know that now. And yes, the British window is not faster than if you were to get a grenade, but it's consistent. You can play it out every single run. And consistency adds to optimization, so now you're able to YOLO everything way more. And let's say you do get a grenade. So, like, knowing that you can get 122 like this, why not play out runs? Know you can get 122, a new PB, almost world record, play it super fast, super optimized, really go for it, maybe get 121, tie Fernando's time. And if you get a grenade, maybe you'll get like 119, like who knows, right? So this changed the game insane, absolutely insane. And all this stuff's happening like in insane succession. Like Ilu's videos demonstrating this are from the September 18th. My thread was made on the September 17th. Kaito's post on the 18th. This 128 by JD Black was from September 15th. The 122 is on September 18th. On September 19th, White Ted decides he's had enough. He's going to make a thread sharing every single strategy he knows on the forum. So bless him for that. And he does talk about the Finnish window and the British window here being viable. And he mentions the other one about the snowbank nade throw. So he's basically saying that could it be possible to throw a grenade at the first camera instead of shooting it? And maybe this might be more consistent, maybe it'll be faster. It's something to think about. Now, because now we're discussing this possibility of alternate paths through the level, the first camera is no longer the first camera. So I propose let's change the names of the camera. Usually, I'll show you, so this one's the first camera right here, and then this will be the second, this will be the third, this will be the fourth. But this route that Ted has proposed would visit this camera first, this second, this third, and the first would become the last camera. So it's so confusing to say, oh, we're doing the first last strategy. I said let's rename the cameras. So on the map, this one's south, obviously it's for south, this one's for this west, north, and let's call this one in the building the satellite camera or the central camera, kind of in the center. This is the one that Boss blew up with a nade on his infamous 2-nade run. And unfortunately, these names didn't really catch on yet, but I have hope that they will eventually catch on. We also have this cool drawing from Dr. Doak, an early map of the level as it was being decided and rendered out, and it's really cool. You can kind of see what the guys were thinking when they designed the level, and how it actually ends up being almost exactly the way it is, of course. So really cool to see this. I'll link the version. Actually, it's in Joris's thread. It's in the SpeedLore thread. Joris posted it. So yeah, you can you'll check that out through the description if you're watching this on YouTube. So what this all has led to, and look at how far this is a run by Gromik on Secret Agent. Look how far away you can be and still complete the British window. This is Secret Agent. This changes the game forever. It's truly remarkable. He's this far away, and his 5 or 7 bullets blow up the table, and he gets a 50, which ties my PB with an Arlene on this level. So like that shows you how it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So this is completely game-changing. Would this be used to score world records on 00 Agent? Of course it would be. I have about 10 more runs to show. You know, we're at the tail end here. We're going to cruise through some of these. This is by Gus Riolo on September 23rd, 2020. Let's take a look. You know what? I'm not even sure that my 50 has an Arlene Samo, so yeah, there's that. It's the perfect time, Bassa. It's perfect time to show up. So Riolo nails the first cam with one clip. Beautiful. Beautifully nailed. Gonna run over here. Really nicely angled there. Nails the third cam. Again, I could throw 1,000 shots at that and not hit once. So to hit it in one clip is really incredible to me. You know, there's not really a setup for it. One shot. Oh my god, one shot. And he pulls 7 in there. Drains the objective B completion. I mean, it is insanity. I'm truly stunned at this. Throws the mine. It goes up, opens the door. Oh, he missed pressing B there. He didn't miss the warp, he missed pressing B, and he got 121. Tied the world record by Fernando. So Fernando's 121, no longer untied. Unfortunately for him. Now, the next run is going to be quite interesting. It is another Ilu run. S2 Double O Agent. Let's take a look. It's pretty cool. This is September 25th, which is 2 days after that Riolo 121. I believe he's at Tim Tams' house.
Klockan 22. Ja, det är med en dag innan, ja. Ja, det ska vi. Det är lätt att tänka efteråt, du vet.
Oh!
Nej.
Nice headshot också.
Han kommer ju lätt bort dig.
Skönt att fick en till granat.
Mm.
Oh!
Du satte den.
Helvete.
Du satte den.
Vad i helvete som hände?
Det är lugnt, det är lugnt. Det är fortfarande inte. Kom igen. Bara fokusera. Fokusera. Nej, du skojar. Du fucking skämtar. Konstigt. Du satte kameran. Fan vad klatsch. Så jävla klatsch är det, mannen. Wow, mannen, det är så jävla klatsch. Jag skojar inte. Det var bara comps damage. Hade du bara satt... Alltså...
Dåligt run, men ja, det var ju klatsch ändå.
Oh my god, du är fucking seriös!
Jag var så...
Du fastnar på... Du kan inte sluta spela nu, mannen. Alltså wow, seriöst.
Grejen, jag var så fucked.
Oh my god, du fastnade på garden och någonting. Alltså du bara klatschade granaten, så var det?
Jag fastnade på garden, jag reagerade inte på kameran. Jag tror jag hade missat en halv sekund på att jag inte ens reagerade på kameran. För jag väntade mig bara missa skiten. Så jag bara, vad fan jag tog
det var inte ens en snabb window cam. Du fastnade på garden typ en sekund.
Mm. Och sen du, när jag fick...
Ja, när du fick femskammen. Det var inte en snabb reaktion, du väntade typ lite.
Mm. Det sjuka är när jag tog window cam, jag tänkte bara, varför kommer inte A up? Jag var så förvirrad. Och sen du sa bara, kör.
Ja,
sen kom jag plötsligt på, men för fan, det är ju andra starten nu. Nu kommer A upp efter så mycket.
Fan vad klatsch det kastet var.
So you can see this is an incredibly interesting strategy where, you know, Ilu does the British window, and then, like, instead of using the nade to blow up the comms damage, the communications link, he uses it on what would be the first camera, now last, the south cam. Objective A completed. And on this run, he had comms damage, which is insane. So what that means is that he got the table up here or one of the radios, and either he got one of the radios, or he got the table and only one of the two radios blew up. So it was like a razor's edge from completing 119, which would have been a 2-second untied at this point. Ilu would carry on the next day, September 26th, and he would get this run, and this run, I mean, this is, let's see what happens. He kind of did play, I think, with both strats, so the one that Riolo used, where he shot the first camera, and the nade, the south cam last strategy. So Ilu would play around a bit, and between strategies, which was very fascinating. So on this case, he's not doing the super late nade strat. He's just doing it up. This is kind of the more like the nade south cam last strat is really getting wild. I mean, I personally think this the third cam is wild within itself. Well, it's actually second cam now. The north cam fence cam. You can see how convoluted it's already getting, you know? He missed his first 2 shots there. The last 5 in the clip hit, which is huge. Very dangerous. And he's going to chuck the mine. And he's going to... Oh, he missed the... Again, he saved it by shooting. We saw Clem do that earlier. At 121. So he might not have cost himself 120 there with the missed warp. But, you know, yeah. How low can this strat go? How low can this all go? It is hard to believe that this is all half a year ago. You know, again, like the 123 by Clem was really good. Obviously, the fence strat saves a lot of time. The fence shot, that must save 5-6 seconds. So say 117 theoretically possible, then because the British window is a bit slower than just chucking a nade, you know, something like 120, 119 is probably out there for the taking. Well, it would be a matter of only that same day when JD Black would go out there looking for his first GoldenEye untied. I believe he had actually just achieved the a perfect dark untied earlier that year, Investigation 102. So he was looking to become one of, you know, only a few people to get an untied in both games. Believe it or not. Not a common feat. Not a common feat. Actually, you know what? He had not yet got this perfect dark untied. So he was looking for his first GoldenEye untied. That's what he was doing. Wow. Beautiful shot. I mean, that's just so insane that you can just shoot through the fence, through the snow mountain, and hit the camera on the other side. It's so far away. Like, fourth shot on that. So he hit the lens. I mean, it's very impressive. Like, these guys are getting so good and so consistent with these strategies. I don't think I'll ever be able to do the fence shot consistently. Like, it's so insane. Nice warp. And he got the 120. He got the untied. Look how pumped he is. First ever untied in the game of Golden. That's a great feeling. A truly great... I remember my first untied. It's an amazing... Any untied's an amazing feeling. Especially your first, you know, of course. Of course. What a legendary moment. And, yeah, what does he say? Untied world record when set. Sometimes it's all you need to say. So, great stuff by JD Black there. And obviously, this rush is still ongoing. You know, we don't have the audio recording because he's chatting with the boys in Discord, and you know, he wants a clean run, clean audio for the proof video. So, you know, we can't hear him celebrate, but we can imagine what it sounds like. Oh, JD Black does have the reaction. Wow. Let's. Oh, you know what? Okay, here we go. I think there was music. I think that's what was up. Let's take a look. Wow. We dug it out. We got the reaction. We just watched the whole run again. You know, we're already here for 3 hours. If you're in this deep, you're not going to be turned off by watching an epic run with the reaction. You know, Para has saved reactions. One of the famous reactions hearable on Para's stream is of Austin the Gamer getting Streets Agent 111 after hundreds of hours of attempts. So Para's always there recording the boys in Discord, just in case someone gets a great world record, you know. Yeah, I guess JD had him playing Caverns, and then... Oh, wow, a nade pull there. I missed that in the previous watch through. Oh, you got Cavs 1. Wow, that must have been a good day. It was a good day. It really is unbelievable that for years, for 15, 20 years, we had played this level thinking you needed...
Did you not? As soon as
Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
What?
Yes! I got a
Oh my
god! Fucking untied!
Oh my god!
Holy
JD
shit.
untied! Fucking best 102! Me and my homies getting GoldenEye untied! Fuck!
Holy shit!
Congrats, man.
Okay, I wasn't recording the reaction. Was anyone recording the reaction?
Yes, I have it.
Yes, holy shit! Dude, who just joined?
It was Ricky.
Got a fucking untied.
He just
Ricky.
got it, dude.
I got a fucking untied.
Dude, I
Holy
fucking told
fuck.
you you'd get
Unreal.
Holy shit, JD.
Everyone,
go, boy.
Who was it? It
Damn.
was like Ace or someone was like, oh, either Alu or like someone's gonna get the untie. I'm like, no, bro, JD's gonna get it.
And then he just got it?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Dude. Holy fuck, man.
Dude, I wanna know. JD GoldenEye untied?
Fuck up, my god.
What?
When does JD talk?
Fucking got it!
What?
The fuck? Holy shit!
What?
Holy fuck, dude!
Those...
I can't believe it! I can't believe
Oh,
it!
fucking
Dude,
yeah.
congratulations. Fuck.
Dude!
Can I post this?
Holy fuck! Post what?
This
End screen.
Yeah, I already posted in Clemens' chat.
Dude, oh my god.
Holy shit! I can't
JD,
believe
dude, you got an untied, dude, and I'm so fucking happy
Untied
for
is
you,
fucking
man.
gold.
Holy shit! Yeah. Oh my. Okay.
I'm so happy for you, man.
I'll be back later. Hold on.
He was typing up a storm in Clem's chat. That's the way it goes, you know. Now, why would he be typing up a storm in Clem's chat? You know, of course, as much of an elation it is that you're first untied in GoldenEye, it is almost due process for it to not last very long. Fernando's untied, which was insane, so shocking, people thought it would last forever, only lasted a little bit under a year because of this new strategy being discovered. And, well, what do we think? Of course, Clemens had been playing Surface 2 with this new strategy. And only 4 days later, he would get this run. Yes, the British window plus the fence shot for the north cam. So Clem is clearly replaying this run back to stream. I believe. He doesn't look like he's playing it. Yeah, he's replaying it. He got this offline, turn his stream to show stream. And we can see he has his goal set at 117, 118. Pretty insane.
That was pretty bad.
7 shots and 7 shots again. Completed. Oh, Joey HBG's in chat.
Could this be 119?
Oh, I guess he hadn't revealed to anyone what the time was.
Typing up a storm. No, it's 120. Not bad though. Pretty good run. Yeah, I played again. Okay, yeah, I'll play it again. See, here's the thing though, like, I've had really bad 118 fails or 119 fails with last cameras that look just like that. So I still think it was like 119 or 120.0. But the thing I have noticed, there's a lot of randomness with the gun at the last cam. Like, sometimes you'll get to the last camera and it'll be like boom, 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 boom. So even though you shot 7, you only lose like 1 second. Other times it takes forever. See, now the sound is normal. I don't know, man. I think the VLC is just fucked or something. This run just had a really slow gun. Alright, here we go. Dude, I have the Cure playing too. How epic is that? Dan Cervone's 129 back in the day had the Cure on it, so it was pretty insane to me to get 120 with the Cure playing. I was really good on the third camera this session. Like, I was caking the third camera. Like nothing. Like, it was insane. I was getting like 50% this session. It's a 3-hour session, but I had a 117 second cam fail session, I think. Did you hear that? See, watch how slow the gun shoots. Like, just watch. Just, and then my reaction is just so bad. I took so long to leave. I should have just left. I don't know what I was thinking. But I still think this is like 120.00, honestly. Yeah. No, it was low. I mean, you're right, though. It was bad. I knew it was bad during the run, but I've had some terrible 119 fails, so I thought it could still be it. But, whatever, man. I got the tie. I'm happy about it.
There you go. Clem got the tie, and he's happy about it. But would it satisfy him forever? Well, perhaps we'll find out in a couple runs from now. In the meantime, Ilu has this run called Insane Nade Run from Twitch Stream, Comms Screw Up. Let's take a look at this. No, it's true, and I did point out...
Alright.
Okay, so he got a nade. Ilu would stream, and because these kind of streams, it's easy to tab out and like, oh, is something exciting happening? Ilu would yell nade when he got a nade, so you knew to tab back in, you know. Wow, that was crazy to hit that. Yeah, I did mention when I showed the capture of the rankings from 2010 that I still have 131 as my PB from 14 years ago. And I have no memory of doing that. Wow. If Ilu hit that first try, it probably would have... I mean, he probably lost 4 or 5 seconds there.
Fuck.
Did he hit the camera? Okay, so he didn't complete all the cameras, but he did get the north cam, the fence one. And I would
that should have been the run.
miss the warp. I would say he lost 5 seconds, and so this is proof that 117 is out there.
I got the fence cam in one clip. Then I was like a tiny bit too much to the left, and I saw the bullets were not connecting with the table. So I had to like sidestep to the right, and it was all over.
That's what happens. That it literally can. Some levels you can make a slight error and still recover from it. One that comes to mind is like Silo 00 Agent. It's like you can like get stuck on the wrong side of a guard and work your way through it. Has to do with how the level kind of runs in cycles and that kind of thing. So there are some stages where like a mistake isn't the biggest deal. You can play through it. But on like a level like this, you just have to nail everything. You have to be in the right position at the right time every time. It makes it very difficult. Ilu was going for the untied 119, 118, 117. Would he get it? I mean, sometimes you just really have to think, who is the most likely person to come along and get this on? Sometimes it's not true. Joey was not the most likely person to get that untied 121. But sometimes... Clem got another run off stream, October 5. He had actually played a lot on stream and like not had success and like had close chokes and stuff.
Dude, I'm so hyped right now. Oh my god. Finally got this where I wanted it. Finally. And it's the last day I can play for like 2 days, dude, so I gotta get ready for... Yeah, I think this is the run. Oh, man. Watch how I do the third camera. Last bullet, dude. I didn't do the third camera exactly how I wanted to, but I heard the last bullet hit. I knew I got it. I was like, oh my god. Nice setup through the window. Three hits. Not the best, but these comms, dude. Look how good the comms were, man. I was like, okay, this is my one shot here. Don't birdie the mine throw. I was like, just don't birdie the mine throw. I was so nervous, man. Look, it was a low 8. It was a low 8. I probably lost 117, but I lagged in. It wasn't that bad. It was like a decent miswork. Yeah, it wasn't a bad miswork.
$118, baby. $118.
Oh my god, dude. Holy shit. Thanks, everybody. I'm really hyped. Thanks. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I didn't stream it. I wanted to, but...
Clemens did it again. Unbelievable. 118, 2 second untied. Truly and utterly remarkable. We will see what he was referencing there about birdieing the mine throw in in a couple minutes. Birdie is another character who can be sometimes hapless like Jimbo, so we'll take a look at that reference in a minute. But 118, unbelievable. This was done on October 5th, 2020. This would be, throughout history, the 6th time over a course of 13 years that Clemens had untied this stage. That is incredible to think about that career on Surface 2 Double O Agent. A truly amazing record. Obviously, he says 117's out there, and again, he's using the simple British window strategy. He's not using the late nade south cam last strategy that Ilu had played around with. Could that save even more time? That's a question we have to ask ourselves. We have a couple more Ilu runs to show. So this same day that Clem got that run, Ilu got this run.
I guess.
So again, everything's coming together. We're seeing Ilu with the mines to get these guards in the right spot to spawn.
Grenade.
He gets the nade. He announces it to stream. People are tabbing back in.
That was an awkward line.
Gets a nice boost. You're often getting that boost now, which is really because of the line you're taking on this path through the level. But even now, if this were me on this run with a nade, I would never hit the north cam here. But Ilu nails it in one clip. One clip, baby. He's nailed it. Now, this does bring up a question. Oh my god, 2 clips. 2 clips. 1 clip, objective to be completed. He has to throw this nade to the south cam now, which used to be the first cam. Will we see objective A completed on screen? Objective A completed. Now he's going to hit the mine throw.
That was a shitty throw.
And he does it. This is insane. This is honestly insane.
120. It might be a 120, just barely. Fucking hell. Oh wow, okay. For that run, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, I would say 2 to 3, 2 to 4 seconds on that second clip on the satellite camera, the window shot. So 117, 116's out there. And then think about this for a second. Imagine this strategy, but with 2 grenades. So 2 nades, west cam, north cam through fence, 1 clip, window cam, sat cam, grenade before that for the comms, so you don't have to turn around to the British window. You can leave in full strafe. Probably saves 2 more seconds there. And then nade throw on the south cam. If this run could have been 117, 116, I would say the 2 nade strat here can now do 115, 114. So that's out there. We're going to see a 117 fail coming up in this video from Ilu as well.
Clem barely lives on, yeah. It's a nice confidence booster to nail some kind of a run with this strat. It was just the window, really. But I probably got slightly lucky with the mine throw. I kind of almost choked it. I turned. It was so from a little bit too far, a tiny bit. It was risky.
A few runs later, let's
Kinda
take a look.
Interesting how I was just 1 day late for. Not surprising though, because the nadeless strat is quite more consistent to get completions on. But 118 is very solid with that strat that Clemens got. I mean, he could have got 119 probably a while back if he had only gone for like safe runs with that strat. But yeah, I did believe that I'm not far from a completion, and there was. It's still not super YOLO, but it needs to be a quite solid run. 116. Oh, nade. Let's go.
Nice boost. It's like almost a consistent boost. You're playing 00, so the guards are very accurate. And just happens that the line you take on this path puts you right in the line of his fire. So it's like an almost guaranteed boost. Very, very common boost in this. I cannot believe he hit that, dude. That is so insane. Like, that shot just blows my mind every time. It was like first or second bullet. Oh, he botched the comms. He botched the comms. Okay, he missed that throw as well. He missed the nade throw.
Shit.
117 failed.
I missed the nade throw. The first shot window, oh my god. The comms didn't complete. I got the table, but nothing blew up. Shit.
Yeah, it could have been. Could have been
I had to
117.
sidestep also. The comms were bad. I had to sidestep at the comms.
Yeah, he actually did kind of stand still
Oh,
at the British window. You're right.
It's so hard to it's so hard to clutch something right after, but fuck. That was kind of close. Damn.
It was close, an insanely good attempt. This one is called, this is now October 21, so we're now 2 weeks later, and this one's called The Heartbreaker That Usually Happens Before the Big Run, which is kind of true, but I haven't seen it. Let's see how big of a heartbreaker this is. He's been now grinding for 2 weeks, Ilu.
Nade.
Gets the nade. Probably, once every 20 minutes. For like Clem's strat, he didn't have to wait for a nade, and JD, they can just roll with it, play every run, and YOLO everything. But Ilu's got to be patiently waiting for the nade, which is a big deal. It really changes your mindset going to the level. You have to be more like meditative. It can be relaxing to play a level like this and listen to a podcast or YouTube videos, and then once you get the run, okay, you kind of tune back in and really focus. Oh my god, first shot. Nails it. B completed. He has to make this nade throw. Oh my, he's so nervous. No. Objective A did not complete. Oh my god.
That was insane run.
116.
I probably missed the nade throw by a hair. Fuck. Oh my god, the run was so sick. Fuck. I mean, oh god, I was just
waiting for the A to pop up, but unfortunately it didn't. Fuck.
I mean, the way he's playing it is similar to how you used to play it before the Finnish and British window, in that, like, you would be playing for a month straight, and, like, you might have one chance at a really good run in all that time, and you might not make it, you know? You might not make it. NGMI, not gonna make it. It happens. It happens to everybody. Every speedrunner, at least. And, Lou didn't... He missed the throw by a hair.
Like, it was... I was, like... shaking, like I was still in control up until the nade throw. I could still control the nade throw, but I think the nerves just made me release the nade just a tiny bit too late, because that one was so insane. Like, oh my god. Oh well.
It says a lot about Ilu that he would take a level where we finally, after 20 years, got to a point where you don't need to rely on nade RNG and nailing a very clutch run. We finally got rid of that to where you can just simply perform and grind it out. And he's going back to that nade technique because he wants an insane untied. And that speaks a lot to what kind of player he is. He's always been that kind of player, pushing for these ridiculous times. We know it on Aztec. In Perfect Dark, he's done it a lot as well. Defection 5 is a run like that. So he's a crazy, crazy guy. We have about 3 more runs to show. 3 more runs to show, and we're going to get to it, so we're closing in here. This one is called 115 Failed Semi-Legit. I clipped this. It's from a loose stream. Let's see. So I guess he didn't have a nade here. That was a great... I don't think he hit that, but it was a great attempt at it. Okay, so he could have... We've seen him hit that before. He got the table or something. And then, so let's pretend he threw a nade. Comes over here. And chucks the mine. Bingo bango, and warps really nicely. Yeah, he knows 115.
There's no way that would have been 115 with the other strat. That would have been a mid 116 with the other strat probably.
So yeah, he's getting close, but sad to say, Ilu would never beat that 119 to this day. I mean, obviously he can still play, he can still get back to the grind. But he moved on. He grinded for about a month. Couldn't get that 118 Clem untied. And that's it. 117, 16, 15. They've continued to elude him to this day. Now we heard Clemens make a reference to birdieing the mine throw.
You're basically getting like half boosts out of it. A couple half boosts. Why not?
So this is Secret Agent. He's playing for a new PB. Gets the complicated. Yeah. Gets the complicated comms completion.
I don't believe it.
Finally, after like a million runs. 51. That would be a great time. But yeah. And I think he was even saying that, like, that would happen. You know, he knew. You know yourself better than anyone. On his stream, look, ask, are you choking? This is the universal choking sign. It's a picture of him. Of course, it's a joke. It's a ruse. So, you know, he knows himself better than anyone. He knew that was going to happen, and it did. Did he ever PB? Let's see.
I don't believe it. That's unbelievable to me.
It is unbelievable. Let's see. Did he ever get a PB on the stage? He has 53. He has 53. So Yeah, he could have got 51. It wasn't to be. We have one more run to show. Again, it's a JD again, close attempts on some. I mean, let's take a look. He's gonna grind. He's gonna keep going. Can he match Clemens's 118? Can he do it? Gets a nade. Okay, he's going for the elude strat here. Let's see what happens. Doesn't get the boost, unfortunately. No boost. Let's see. Nice, 5 shots there. Misses the fence cam, so no dice there. This is a failed run now. Failed run. Nails that one in like four shots. Backs up. B completed. Here's the nade. Chucks it right over that little watchtower. Objective A doesn't come up because he missed the fence cam, but he thinks he completed it. Chucks a mine. Warps. Really well played run. Really well played. And it is a 117. It really is Dash, because again, you're taking something that could be consistent and you're adding in that element of RNG back into it, which is like really counterintuitive. But I did kind of notice it, JD. I did kind of see the leg spike. As a result, my friends, 6 months after this gold rush on Surface 00 took place, Clemens's 118 is still untied. We do see JD Black on the top of the leaderboard because he has the world records on Agent and Secret Agent, which Clem does not have. He doesn't have Secret. But Clem has the 00 Agent 118 untied. And, unbelievably, all in all, okay, because Clem, remember his count of days untied, Clemens has now surpassed 4,000 days where he has held the untied on Surface 200. One of the greatest achievements in all of GoldenEye, it actually is. If you look on this list, it's called Combined Duration on the World Record Database. We can see that like 1,000, 2,000 is fairly common. 4,001 days he has in Surface 00. No one else has even 3,000 on a single stage. And even 2,000 is kind of rare. We see Ace on Jungle SA, Mark on Train Agent, Wouter on Depot 00 Agent. The combined duration really gives a good insight into all of history. Ilu was actually absent from this page, believe it or not. He's never had the most days untied on the level of anyone. But it gives a good insight because, like, you know, Sterling's on here. I'm on here a couple of times. You know, Boss on Statue, unbelievable. Clem on Bunker 2. Luke Pettit on Frigate SA, insane. Clem on Bunker 100 is second place at 2,700 days. And his 4,001 days. So it's kind of insane that I did lore today because it just cracked 4,000 days untied in history. And that is, I would say that is beyond truly remarkable, is what I would say. Yeah, he's literally more than 1,200 days ahead of the next most days untied on a single stage, which is himself on Bunker 1, and then after that I think it's Mark on Damn 00. And I mean, you know, well, that actually kind of segues it perfectly, because the next episode will be indeed Damn 00 Agent, believe it or not. And that, my friends, is the story of Surface 2 00 Agent. A huge thanks to these SpeedLore legends for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. You know, obviously a series would not be possible without your support. So thank you so much. And a big thanks to everyone who hung out in chat, everyone who lurked, everyone who viewed. all the other supporters on Patreon, you know, everyone who has enjoyed these episodes. Of course, co-researcher Joris and everyone else who suggested interesting clips and videos to be shown. I think this was one of the most complete episodes, even though it's going to be well over 3 hours. It is what it is. This is the penultimate episode of the first run of GoldenEye SpeedLore, so you know what? It is what it is. I hope you will join me next month for the grand finale of GoldenEye SpeedLore. Damn 00 Agent. Truly something amazing to look forward to. So until then, my friends, stay true, and I will see you in the next stream or video. Good night.